3 questions. Two more questions, and then we will wrap it up with the top 3. There are some people that I will skip, even if they are top 3, by the way, just for the record. Last question. Okay, that is the end of the game. The questions were easy, right? Very, very easy. Okay, I will pass the mic over to, I don't know, Blossom, so she can. Yes. I mean. Anyway, okay, actually, maybe Patricia will.
Oh, Blossom is number 1. All right, so the results are in. Congratulations, you participated. So who is Blossom? Who is AHA? And who is Joanne? How come 3 of you are sitting together? Was it a combined effort? Please let's give them a round of applause as they approach to come and take their well-earned, hard-fought gifts. Yes, please come. Congratulations, ladies. Thank you very much. So we'll start with Joanne. Joanne is number 3. Let's give her a resounding round of applause. So early in the day, you've already won something. Sit tight. We have a lot of gifts for everyone. So this is for you, and this is for your best friend. Thank you. Please let's give her another round of applause. Then let's get AHA. Yes, congratulations. Congratulations. So this is also for you, and this is for your best friend. Thanks. And let's all give a standing ovation to Blossom, who came in at the first place. Let's celebrate her. Let's celebrate her. We want you to be nourished at all times. Always take your water. Do not forget to drink. And anytime you are drinking, remember you got that from WiCyS. Thank you very much. A lovely morning once more, ladies and gentlemen. So at this point, I think I'm glad to inform you that we are officially ready to start. But before we start, we will do 2 things, right? I would want to ask, if you are behind the 3rd row, just come forward. Don't be shy. Yes. If you are behind the 3rd row in any way, shape, manner, or form, we will want you to come forward so we can fully commence the proceedings for today. Thank you. Thank you very much. We are very honored to have you in our midst. So, you're welcome to the Women in Cybersecurity Nigeria, that's the WiCyS 2025 Leadership Forum, holding here in the capital city of Abuja, Nigeria. And we have an interesting theme for today, which is strengthening cybersecurity leaders with power skills. So you are leaving this event today with a lot of knowledge, of course, a lot of excitement and joy. And we would hope you will take the word with you as you leave us. So today we would walk swiftly with the time that we have, so we would be able to release us to leave on or before 2:30, and then we call it a day. So just to kickstart the session for today, I was about to say, let's sing the national anthem. Then I remembered that even I might miss some lines in the new one. But if it's the old one, who wants us to sing the old one? No way, we all remember it. Can we hum the new one at least? All right, so what we're going to do is I want you to look at the person sitting next to you and welcome the person warmly in your own language. And that will be our prayer for today. In your language. And of course, do the person a favor to translate if you can, right? If your language is English language, you're lucky. You don't need to translate. All right. Okay? You're literally praying for the person. That's more like it, with that greeting. If nobody is talking to you, feel free to change your seat. All right? Oh, I like what is happening there. So did someone greet you in a language that you've never had before in your entire life? Anyone like that? Do you want to share with us what you were told? Make sure you pronounce it very well. What were you told? Yes, come. Feel free. I like that. If you did not pay attention to what we are told, you're about to stutter someone's language this morning.
Okay, I think I heard no. I don't know if I'm correct. No? No.
No, meaning you're welcome.
So no, everybody, it means you are welcome. Thank you very much. So just to kickstart the proceedings at this point, my name once again is Blossom Ozurumba, and it's my absolute pleasure to be in your midst. I want to first of all welcome, our very distinguished guests that had come very early, despite the non-traffic in Abuja, of course, and our keynote speakers, our students, our very important delegates. And at this point, I would just quickly want to invite for a welcome and introductory remark from the president of WiCyS Nigeria, who, of course, had led the team tirelessly and ensured that we are here today. Please, let's give it up to Madam Patricia Eromosele as she comes for an introductory and welcome remarks. Thank you very much. Here we go.
Good morning, everyone. Before I start, if you were here last year for the maiden edition, please just raise your hand. Wow. So these are all new people. Good morning. Welcome. I want to welcome all our sponsors, all our speakers, distinguished guests, friends, colleagues, to the second edition of the WiCyS Nigeria Leadership Forum 2025. And our theme is strengthening cybersecurity leaders with power skills. Yeah. So I'm not going to take a lot of our time. I'm just going to lead us in the direction that I think we need to go into. always said that, oh, you need to have cybersecurity skills, technical skills. However, studies have shown that soft skills, power skills are more important than the technical skills. And that is why our theme is what it is today. We need to know how to be very good public speakers, communicators, negotiators, especially for women. We need to learn to negotiate. And then our wellness. You know how we look beautiful and pretty and happy? The statistics show that cybersecurity skills are heavily needed. I'm not even going to tell you it's 20%, 30%. No, it's there. We need that, right? And we also need to encourage women to enter the field of cybersecurity. So this is a reminder that the women in cybersecurity, our mission is for the recruitment, retention, and for thriving in the cybersecurity field. So that is the reason we're here today. I want to call on everyone to make sure that you enjoy the whole event. So this is a semi-formal event. You know, we can move around. We're going to have another icebreaker. And I want to thank everyone for coming. And yeah, I hope you do enjoy our second edition. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you very much. Please, let's give her a better round of applause. Especially if we think that she has spoken well. If you think she hasn't spoken well, let's give her another round of applause. I caught you. If you think she has not spoken well, I caught you. Always pay attention. All right, if you think she has spoken well, let's give her a deserving round of applause this time. All right, so we will continue with our agenda for this morning, and we are going to take a keynote address from our very distinguished guest, who incidentally was one of the first persons that came in here. I've never seen that happen before. Like, he even came before me. So please, ladies and gentlemen, please let us make welcome and let us excitedly give a resounding round of applause to Mr. Muyiwa Oluforn as he please comes for his keynote address. Thank you very much, sir. We're grateful.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, thanks to WiCyS for inviting me. I'm super excited to be talking to all of you today. Over the next couple of minutes, I'll be talking around the theme, especially around building a career in cybersecurity. I don't want this to be a monologue, so if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. Now is quite interesting, right? Everybody wants to do cybersecurity today. There's never been a bigger interest in cybersecurity. I was pretty fortunate. My bachelor's degree 15 years ago was in cybersecurity. So I took an undergrad, University of Portsmouth, in cybersecurity. I always knew what I wanted to do, right? But the stories of other people hasn't necessarily been that way. Some of the best cybersecurity professionals I've worked with did not start in cybersecurity. So over the next couple of minutes, I'll be talking about how to truly build that career in cybersecurity and my experience in building a career in cybersecurity. What you see in this market is there's been a lot of clamor as to building that talent pipeline. How do we get more people into cybersecurity? But I think one question we haven't really asked is, how do we also create the right demand for cybersecurity? In my opinion, there really isn't a talent shortage. We do have cybersecurity professionals. What we don't have is the right demand for them and the right compensation for them. So I'm going to be talking about those themes. I'm also going to be talking about how you can leverage the existing knowledge base that exists and how I personally have been able to build that career. So I'll just provide a brief overview. As at October, I became CISO of Flutterwave. Before October 2024, I was senior director at Nike, so I was leading cybersecurity for Nike for the rest of the world. So I'm talking 60% of Nike's market. I have worked at Shell, I've worked at Booz Allen Hamilton, which is the largest US military contractor. I was head of security operations at Adidas. I led the cyber practice at EY for West Africa. So I've done a lot of that, right? But what has been consistent across my entire career is two things: positioning and mentorship. And surprisingly, most of the greatest mentors I've had have been women, which is also going to play into the rest of my talk today. When I got the invite from WiCyS, I smiled because the sponsor I had at Nike that pushed for my growth was actually president of WiCyS in Portland. So when I got an invite from WiCyS, I saw it as one of the little ways. I sent her a message saying I was going to be giving the keynote, and I got really excited about it. So cybersecurity, how do you build a career? The first thing is understanding that cybersecurity first. I think that's my iPad, by the way, so I'll just move this way. Cybersecurity is not just hacking. It's not just breaching defenses. There are so many areas of cybersecurity. You have the defenders, you have the strategists, right? So the defenders are your SOC, those that handle detection, vulnerability managers. You have the offensive folks, you have the strategic folks that are more within the GRC space. You have the builders, so DevSecOps professionals. You have those that write cybersecurity. So there are so many things to do in cybersecurity, not just hacking. Now, how I got into cybersecurity is slightly different. I watched the movie. I don't know if people have watched this movie before, Die Hard. Does everybody know Die Hard? Yes. Bruce Willis. So there's this scene in Die Hard where Bruce Willis and this young guy that is a hacker, they're trying to drive fast through Times Square. And there are a lot of traffic lights. And this guy brings out his Nokia communicator, types a few things in the phone, and he shuts down all the traffic lights. I was 13 and I'm like, yes, that is what I want to do. I want to learn cybersecurity. But then I realized on getting into cybersecurity that is not the most important part of it. The most important part of it is stopping people like that guy from being able to shut down critical infrastructure. So it is understanding the different domains of cybersecurity and seeing how you can contribute. In fact, in my opinion, I believe the best cybersecurity professionals understand every domain to some extent. For you to be a good defender, you need to understand how to attack, right? For you to understand strategy, you need to understand what the destination is, right? You need to be able to put it all together. For you to be able to determine how to manage identities, you need to understand why you're building those identities. So my first advice I'm giving today is understand every domain to some extent, which is why you have generalist certifications like the CompTIA S+, the CISSP, that do provide that base. So advice one. The second thing is, I mentioned mentorship, right? It is probably the most important part of your career. I have made fantastic career decisions by having the right mentors. If I do say so myself, I've had accelerated career growth. Not necessarily because I was the smartest in the room, but because, in the words of, I think, Isaac Newton, I was able to stand on the shoulders of giants, right? I had people that told me, this is how to build that career. These are the right decisions to make. So how can you get the right mentors? People are always scared of reaching out to specific people for mentorship. Oh, they are too senior, they are too... The problem is, we as mentors and you as mentors will gain almost as much from mentorship. So we are actually looking for mentors, right? And nobody is too senior to mentor. I've reached out to, when I was a manager at EY, I reached out to the CISO of the largest bank in the world for mentorship. I was in Lagos, Nigeria, and I reached out to the CISO of the largest bank in the world for mentorship, and he said, okay. Literally, I sent a LinkedIn message and he responded and said, yes, I will mentor you. And for the next couple of years, I kept having calls with this person, and I was getting mentored. So my question is, who have you reached out to for mentorship? It doesn't have to be one. It doesn't have to be two. It can be as many people as needed in order to get multidimensional perspectives into how to build a very sustainable career in cybersecurity. So advice two, get the right mentorship. The other thing is trainings. I typically get a lot of feedback about, oh, the cost of certifications, how can I get the right trainings? what is different now, and I'm pretty envious of this generation, by the way, when it comes to access to knowledge, is when I learned cybersecurity, there used to be this platform called CBT Nuggets. How many people remember CBT Nuggets? Joe Conrad. So with my Reltel modem, that was 100 kbps, I'll have to download 6-7 gig of training videos overnight, and then probably get a hard drive from a friend. Now you can literally go on YouTube and get full CompTIA Plus training as you're training. Microsoft and Google are throwing out certifications for free. There has never been a better time in human history where access to knowledge is this possible. So when people reach out and talk about, oh, I don't have the right training materials, I say it's everywhere. There are courses, there are trainings, there are certifications, all available to literally anybody with an internet connection. Internet connections have never been more available. So with a computer, anybody can become a cybersecurity professional to some extent. Advice 3, tap into the knowledge base. There's so much knowledge out there. There are podcasts. Have you heard of the CISO series, for example? As an experienced professional, I listen to the CISO series every morning, and I learned something new. So continuous learning, continuous knowledge is super important in building cybersecurity. I keep saying cybersecurity is one area where if you fell asleep for 3 months and you woke up, you'd be obsolete. It is that one domain where you cannot fall asleep for 3 months. The principles of accounting have remained the same for the last 5 years. The principles of finance have remained the same for the last couple of years. Medicine doesn't grow as fast as cybersecurity, but you see cybersecurity every single day. There's a new tactic, there's a new technique, there's a new procedure, there are new threats, there are new landscape changes, there's new technology to keep up with. So keeping up to date with the landscape is very important. Now, regarding women in cybersecurity, I'm not going to play the ostrich and act like there's no bias. There is bias against women in cybersecurity. Simple. There's no argument around that. The question is, how do you leverage that bias? It is by raising your hand up in the room. That's just it. I think culturally we've always been told to be humble. Culturally we've always been told to sit back. You need to break that cultural bias by raising your hand up and forcing yourself into those rooms. I've had teammates that would rather just sit back and expect good things to happen to them because they're capable. Unfortunately, the world doesn't work that way. It is raising your hand up and positioning yourself, making sure you're already capable to deliver on that work and saying, I can do it, and proving you can do it. Will the bias change over the next couple of years? Hopefully with organizations like WiCyS advancing women in cybersecurity. But it's up to people in this room, people everywhere that work in cybersecurity to truly ensure that women are positioned for cybersecurity. The last thing I'm going to touch on is you also need to know your destination. For me, starting out in cybersecurity was, and I'm just going to be honest, I watched the movie and then I read articles that says it's going to be the hottest job and the highest paying job in the next couple of years. That was very important to me, right? The thing is, at some point, the salary doesn't mean much. Actually, the salary means a lot. But at some point, you need a bigger vision. You need a bigger objective. Why am I doing cybersecurity? And for me, it is as we adapt digital, as we adapt technology more as a country, as a civilization, we need to defend and protect it. I have seen the real impact of cybersecurity. Does everybody remember the CrowdStrike outage a couple months ago? So CrowdStrike powers 1 in 4 enterprises. So one endpoint asset or server asset in every organization, 1 in 4 across the world runs CrowdStrike. Now CrowdStrike, for some reason, caused an outage on 25% of the world. Now, people recovered their systems, the outage was a couple hours, CrowdStrike responded. But during that period, hospitals went offline. So think of what happens if, let's bring it to Nigerian context. So forget, I don't want to use the US and the UK. Every hospital in Nigeria, at least most hospitals in Nigeria, will leverage an EMR, an electronic medical record systems. They leverage hospital room booking systems. Those systems were offline. So if an emergency victim is brought in, determining what rooms are available, what doctors are available, will be slowed down. So cybersecurity is no more, I don't want to get hacked to lose money. It is now a matter of life and death. If a financial services organization goes offline, our medical system today requires payment before treatment. What if the primary financial services provider for that patient is offline and the hospital refuses to treat? So cybersecurity is no longer a joke. It's no longer funny. It's no longer a hacking thing. It is now a matter of national security. It's a matter of life and death. So you need to ask yourself, why am I doing cybersecurity? What is the end game? If it's to make money, congratulations, you will make a lot of that. But do you want to become a CISO? Do you want to become a policymaker? Do you want to drive strategy? Do you want to empower? Do you want to provide awareness? Do you want to build a culture? You need to determine what the end game is while building out a career in cybersecurity. I talked about creating demand, and I'm going to touch on that very quickly. A couple of years ago, the biggest employers of cybersecurity were financial services organizations, the banks, the fintechs, some fintechs actually. If you went to an insurance firm, or you went to a pension firm, or you went to a large restaurant, right? If you went to a Chicken Republic, for example, 8-9 years ago, you talked about cybersecurity, they might have found it unimportant, for good reason. What's the worst that will happen, right? I remember having a conversation with a senior banking executive, and I said, you want to pitch cybersecurity, you wanted to do work for them. And the guy made a very good point, by the way. If a hacker stole 2 billion naira, so the dollar was 200 naira then, if a hacker stole 2 billion naira from my bank today, where do they want to take it to? And it was a good point. There was no way to move that amount of money outside. So we're not attractive to hackers. Nigeria was not attractive to hackers. If you stole 2 billion naira, which was about $20 million then, okay, congratulations. Where are you taking it to? You need to fill from A or from M at the bank in order to move it out anyway. What changed in the last 6 to 7 years? Digital? Yes. Something else. Crypto. So, the reason why they weren't hitting organizations in Nigeria with ransomware is, if I paid the ransom, there was no way for them to get it. But what changed was crypto. And what that changed in return was demand for cybersecurity. So the pension firms, the insurance firms started looking for cybersecurity professionals, and that is your opportunity. Which other organizations, which other sectors can you create that demand for? I'm not saying go hit them with ransomware. I'm saying, how can you create that corporate awareness that they need cybersecurity so that this pipeline of professionals who are building have places to work at in the future? So when people think about security awareness, they think about telling people, make your password secure. Yes. But how about empowering organizations to already understand potential cyber risks they are exposed to, so you are creating demand for the supply that is being prepared? So yes, a couple of things I've mentioned: focus on learning, focus on mentorship, position yourselves, raise your hands up, create that demand by creating awareness. So events like these are part of the methods and techniques to do that, and leverage the communities you have. That's pretty much it from me. I'll pause for any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Muyiwa. Please give him another round of applause. And thank you so much for telling us the backstory and, of course, how WiCyS has been instrumental in your career. Thank you once more. Please, let's give him another round of applause. Thank you. Before we take the next keynote address, we just want to recognize some of our distinguished guests that have joined us this morning. We have Mr. James Carroll and Ms. Helen from the FCDO. Thank you very much. Please let's celebrate them. And we also have Edowaye Makanjola from USPF. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And all the way from Maria Assumpta School, we have some very, very distinguished students that have joined us this morning. Please, if you can rise so we can all see you. Maria Assumpta School in Maraba, so they've joined us. And of course, leading them is their teacher, Mr. Enyi Michael. Thank you so much, so for bringing them. And thank you so much, Madam, as well. The proprietor, Mrs. Anegbode. Thank you for all you do. We are thankful for how you have been supporting the next generation of cybersecurity leaders. Please let's celebrate them and give them a round of applause. And of course, we have Madam Chine Chizia, who is an advisor of WiCyS Nigeria. Thank you so much, Madam, for joining us this morning. So we will continue with our keynote address, and I've been made to understand that we have, thank you very much, thank you. So with us this morning, we're going to take a keynote from the EFCC. You don't have nothing to be worried about, unless you do. You have nothing to be worried about unless you do, right? So we have the Director ICT of the EFCC joining us this morning, ably represented by Evelyn Achudume. Evelyn Achudume is a cybersecurity professional and an AI researcher with the EFCC. If you may, please join us. Let's give her a round of applause as she comes for her keynote address. Thank you so much. You're welcome, ma'am. All right. Please let's celebrate her as she comes.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It seems we are family because I keep seeing the same faces everywhere I go. I'm grateful to be up here. I'm not special. I'm not different. I'm just like every one of us. It's just that Patricia loved me, so don't be jealous about it. So my name is Evelyn, and I'm not the director ICT in my office. I have a director, but I'm more of the cybersecurity person. So most times, I'm the one that comes out for cyber presentations. So most places I go to, when they say cyber, kind of show up. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. That's my slide. So I'll be starting with behavioral analytics. You know, sometimes we think we are who we are, but we are not actually what we think we are. We are what we behave, especially in a cyber era. But it's happened that our leaders are not flowing with us. They are kind of different. Most of our leaders don't know what cyber is talking about. So that's why the resource is not actually apportioned properly. So we shouldn't blame them for that because it's our fault on how we present it. So talking about strengthening cybersecurity leaders with power skills. So that power skills is what we're going to talk about today. What are power skills? So power skills are more like communication skills, critical thinking, and other kind of leadership skills. So if I say something happened to like an incident happened right now, what do we do? What does a leader or expected of a leader to behave like? First of all, you check him and say, okay, my leader should not panic because it's not just a system fault. It could be human weakness, right? So my leader is expected to behave calm, responsive, and have clear role for each and everybody. And how does that happen? It happens by you have planned it before the crisis. So we should always be planned in cybersecurity era. That's what we are encouraging ourselves. We shouldn't think that once it happens now, or you say, by God's grace, I'll go to church and my church will hold the midnight prayer and incident will not happen in your office. Please, it's plan first. Then I can now tell your pastor, okay? Assuming there's a sextortion, Okay? Sextortion needs like technical controls could fail if human resources is weak. Do we know what sextortion means? I just brought it up so that, because I've been talking about it on radio, EFCC radio 97.3. We've been talking about sextortion, and I discovered that the last meeting I went for, the kids did not know what sextortion means. But when I explained, half of them have been victims. So if you know sextortion, let me see your hands. I'm sorry, I'm not in class. Yeah, but there's no hand here. Okay, just few. So you don't know sextortion. Okay. Sometimes, we are very beautiful in these days. You hardly find an ugly person anymore, especially is carrying out sextortion, fraud. Okay? So that's sextortion. So now we know what sextortion is. Okay? So when that happens, and you now come in with your ogaship, I'm a boss, I want to take control of everything, and you start laying blame game. Why did you even snap the picture in the first place? In the first place, people gave you a big phone like that in this house, because the crime is happening among the young ones, the teenagers, especially the girls. So you can't just blame. We're saying, as a cybersecurity leader, show compassion so that this person will not be re-traumatized again and lose trust in you. So when there is a cybersecurity leadership in the house, it's more of 80% judgment and 20% technology. Please, the next slide. So, like, when we customize perspectives, we say cybersecurity leader must not only understand the digital footprint as well. You should actually look at the communication skill. Am I close to my team? Do I understand their body language? Do I understand their fights? Do I know their names? Can I understand what they are not saying to me? That's a cybersecurity leader. So we're saying the success of that depends on trust within the teams. If there's an incident, the other person will know that this person is going through stuff at this moment. So it might not be mentally strong enough to handle this incident. So let us cover him or her. Because in those days, probably she used to cover us. So that's trust within the teams. Informed decision making, basic training. You can't be informed without training. A lot of us are running away from paying the money to train. So that's why sometimes you have to train yourself. After some years of working in the IT world, in the investigation world, I had to send myself on training to the US. So I went to University of North Texas to study IT. But when I got there, I saw that I needed to add cybersecurity to my game. So I now brought in, I said, no, I won't major more in IT because I did IT in my BSc. So I now changed my college to interdisciplinary. In that college, you can choose the courses you want to, so you form your own curriculum. So I brought in information security, which I had already. I brought in cybersecurity, which I didn't have. And I brought in management skills because I was already doing managerial job for some years. So with that cybersecurity game, I was able to now improve it and came back. Guess how much I spent? I don't want to mention it here. So technical tools help. The leadership concludes our cases. This is the next slide. So I want to come with some practical examples. The next slide. So my first one is emotional intelligence, which is like the baba of the whole game. It's about human behind the task, as I said earlier. And it leads to preventing insider threats at the long run. If you put human being and take care of your staffs and take care of those people you are leading, because if they are not there, you are not a leader. I was once a leader of a team, and that team was only me, I, and myself. Okay? So, but gradually, I've had some team members. So you cannot be a leader when you don't have people around you. So those people, you need to understand their body language. And to avoid that, you have to make sure that there's no employee breach amongst you. There's no panic and fear when incident happens. And sometimes you use empathy and calm engagement. Use empathy to bring in confessions, that voluntary confessions when you show love, when you bring them in. You just discover that the person said, Ma, this is what happened, though. Somebody has been following me up and down on the internet, and I was under pressure and had to give in. But if you are shouting because you want to be in control, the person will never tell you the truth. They won't tell you that they're asking him for IP address Okay? Next one. So the second one is like, if you have a government ransomware attack in an office, do not do that public panic. Because leadership shows you that you should make things clear and transparent updates and maintain public trust. Maintaining public trust is, what did you say before and what are you saying now? If you used to say lies before, of course now we cannot trust you because it has happened. So all of us will be in the trouble. So there are some departments that always fight. IT will say, no, I'm not in good terms with legal. Like in my office, operations will say, oh no, we are legal, we are fighting, we can't exchange data. Then another office, like offices that take care of a lot of data, you see that legal IT accounts are not in good terms. So when they meet the management, if finance get there first, it say, IT is always asking for money for subscription, and the money is too high. So because they don't understand why that money is being used, so they think it's just being asked for. There was a time something like that happened in one of the organizations, and my friend was complaining. And by the end of that fight, nobody got salary because the IT needed to pay for subscription, and the software was not updated, and the software was down. So at the end of the month, they did not get salary till the next month. That was the result of such a fight. So in cyber world, it goes worse than that. So effective communication brings containment of chaos. Let's check the next one. The last one, which is the third one, I will look at repurposing. I call it repurposing of our skills. You know, some of us, like amongst us, we are very good in talking. Some men looking at you, they can tell some things because they're embedded with psychological abilities. They can look at you and tell what is on your mind sometimes. It's not because they are witches and wizards, as we know it in this side of the world. It's because they are good in that. Some grew up knowing, maybe experience. Like my mom had a little shop as I was growing up. No, shops attract thieves. I never knew I would become an investigator. So in my job, when I came in as a grown person, was looking like I was a bit exceptional. Because I can look at somebody and know that the person is a thief. So I went to the US to school, and we went for an internship in one of the big stores. And we stand at the side to collect data. And I noticed that a lot of people were stealing. So at that, I told the manager, I said, this is your store. A lot of people are stealing. A lot of customers steal. He said, how do you know? I said, I don't know. We can check it. So they gave me something. They gave me like a little bit something like a phone. It's a device. So you can scan their items. So I now try to use that to scan the items. Me looking at them, I can scan the someone that stole. So I now start scanning the people that were stealing, not the people that were not stealing. And it was like 80% of the people coming out were stealing because it was self-service. Self-checkout is when they finish buying, they have these machines at the corner, so they can actually go check out themselves instead of going to the till for the cashier to help them. So they probably check out half of what they bought and take the rest home. Of course, they're insured, but again, they have to still check what is happening in the store. So I was noticing a lot of stealing. So the manager called me and said, are you sure you are normal? I said, even me, I'm trying to check on myself if I'm normal. Because it's looking like, even you, I need to check you. So when he buys things, he comes and says, Evelyn must check me. And one of the times I actually saw that one of the things he bought, he forgot to scan it. So because I grew up in a house where we had a little store, so I was always seeing thieves. So I grew up knowing who can steal and who some. From their eyes, I can tell what is going on in their body, especially body language too, you know. But I'm not checking you guys. I'm just looking at you like friends. So something like that, like we have to repurpose. So such a skill, I have it already. So instead of using it for wrong purpose, I should repurpose it. I shouldn't say, even at the time, I knew I had more than 10 years work experience in investigation. But I won't start saying, I know it all. I still went to school to sit under someone. Anywhere they're doing training, I always tell Madam Patricia, I say, call me, because I want to go and learn. Sometimes somebody will say, what do you want to learn again? I say, I want to repurpose my skill. Because some people know how to talk. Those people, some other persons know how to find information from someone. When they meet you, they will start asking you, how are you? How's your mom? How's your dad? They'll be so concerned. And you won't know when you tell them everything. That person will be good in social engineering, right? That's repurposing of the skill. You already know something. It's talent. But there's something what Jeff Bezos said. Jeff Bezos said, sometimes we come with a talent. We come with this from God. God blesses you. But when you come out with that talent, do not boast to the other person that I can do it all. What he's advising is, check that talent you have and repurpose it. Apply it. When you apply it, it helps you to approve or achieve something. Not that you're going to achieve one big thing, but you'll be able to use it to do something else. Like my little son know how to do tech things. So that was when I knew, it's like, this is my tech thing. Be like, I'm from Peking. I follow come, you know. So he came out knowing how to do techie things. At 2 years, I taught him one small thing. He can pull out a cable on the laptop, put it on the desktop. When there's no light, if light comes, it's not showing, he knows how to just do those troubleshooting on his own. So I now said, oh, this guy, you go do engineering, software engineering, you know. So he already knows techies. So I need to help him to now use it and apply it. So that's what we're saying, repurposing our skills. So if you have a hacker who has repented, we're not saying we'll throw them into prison. We can send them for reformation and repurpose that ability and become ethical hackers. So recruiters, we can recruit such people, and not such misguided individual, and through proper mentorship, like my brother said, proper trained mentorship, so they become either soccer analysts in our field and be useful to our country. Let's see the next one. So strategies, we need to use like emotional intelligence workshop, organize little scenario-based crisis simulations in our offices, cross-functional collaboration like our department. Let one department train the other one. Like those finance people, those accounts, they're not savvy computer. If you even tell them, make them shut down, they will go present like TV, even in this day and age. So don't tell them, why you not do like that? They don't know. So that the IT department should come and train. The person that you think you know cyber so well, start taking them on awareness training. As we come out to talk, all my friends cannot fall prey. I keep telling them, I keep talking with them, I keep letting them know, this, if you get this link, do not click, be apprehensive. These are small laws. Multi-factor authentications. Have you put this on your WhatsApp and all that? So all your friends should be able to have learned before you show up on this platform. Even your mom. When my mom was alive, the day she got a pension of 2 million, somebody called her immediately and said she should send her BVN. She said, hey, I know Evelyn told me my BVN is my personal property. So he said, how do you want my BVN? My mom was 82 years old. The person said, hey, I need your BVN because I'm the banker. He said, very fine. Just wait. I'll give you her number. So the person said, give me right now if you have it. He said, I don't have all those my number here, or my brain don't go finish. Now she holds the number. She has it. But I've told her that BVN, NIN number, do not give to anyone. Okay? So that's what we should always do. Scenario-based crisis simulation. Let's have them in the offices where incident that happened. When it happens, who and who comes for rescue. Ethics and cyber law training. There's a Cybercrime Act. If you check here now, amongst us, who can quote one section for me? Okay. Who can quote one section for me? I don't think any of us have read it. This is something we are here to do. WiCyS want to teach our leaders, our girls, to do these things. You can't do without reading now. Let's try, even if section by section, we can see the amendments because there's an amendment between 2015 to 2024. So they added some things. Even with the open WhatsApp accounts, admins is very, very key because there are punishments there if your member commits. To organize mentorship and the pair. What do I do now? The arrow, okay. All right, so we have past skills in action. So I was saying, like if you have emotional intelligence, you have the ability, you'll be very good at managing insider threats. If you're good in communication, you'll be able to coordinate crisis response properly. Then if you're good at critical thinking, making quick legal decisions is your key, is your strength. Then resilience, if you're resilient means those calm people, nothing shakes them easily. They don't easily get perturbed. So those one can lead under stress. Under stress. I'm sure some people are picking their own right now. Are you picking your own? Pick your own, please. Then collaboration. Some are good in making friends. That's collaboration. Those ones will be good in uniting multi-agency response. Okay? So let's try and see our strengths. The more we do, the more we recognize our strengths. Then strengthen leadership from within. We should build leaders who are emotionally strong. Amongst us, some people are strong, some people are weak. Let's build them with sound mental health. Sound mental health comes with tests. We need to do tests on ourselves. All of us are vulnerable. There was a course I studied in one of my courses. When we came that day, they told us to do things, and we're posing, I'm not vulnerable. The other people are vulnerable. You're shifting the blame. So they said, all of us failed that test. Because they said we are all vulnerable. Sometimes in the morning when you wake up, you're not you. It takes an angel to lift you up from the bed. Right? Those days, you are vulnerable. So we should be strategic in our actions. We should be ethical at all times. When you know the law, you'll be ethical. If you don't know the law, you will not. You actually flaunt some of the laws, and you will know when you're committing the crime. You should be visionary. You should have a purpose. What are you looking ahead for? Secure the nation through empowered leadership. That should be one of our goals. We shouldn't blame our president. That our president is doing this, is doing that. What are you doing? Your own self. So transforming insider threat management from reactive punishment to proactive prevention. We're going to be looking at self-awareness. When an incident happens, a cyber leader should ask himself, am I reacting to evidence, or am I reacting to emotion? Or am I reacting to favoritism? My village people are here, so now them I go favor. They answer the same name. Or they've told me story about this madam. She too they do. Every morning she go come. She go waste all her time dressed up come. What is your problem? If she's looking good, and you. So what do we do? So let's see how we work within the confines of our team. It ensures fairness. A staff behaves like behavioral analytics changed, and it triggered an alert. So instead of accusing the staff, you should have an objective discussion. Call them in and say, see, let us do this. Let us talk closely before I make my report, before I make my conclusions, okay? Then look at empathy. Empathy says if an analyst is showing signs of frustration in an office, it might be at risk of negligence, data leaks, So a supportive conversation may resolve the root cause. Because mistakes, sometimes these things happen by mistake. Job dissatisfaction can cause such things. Financial stress. You don't know what the person is going through at home. Unexplained deprivation. This is what we face in this side of the world. Somebody is entitled to something, you are giving it to your brother and sister, So such people, you don't expect the best from them. So we're looking at, let's look at, what do I do? Okay. So social awareness. So read the team body language. If a staff feel unheard or undervalued, they are more likely to bypass security rules, or they are planning to retaliate. That's what we should always know. So you can notice like toxic cultures that breed resentment. You can identify communication breakdowns. You can understand this siloed work in the office. One person has a password, you start shielding it as if it's your personal property. And you're employed in an office, you will go and leave. So many times they don't even want to go and leave because they don't want to give out that password. So relationship management, build trust, do not threaten your members. Because I noticed there are some certain cultures in Africa or in Nigeria. Every time they become a leader, everybody's under threat because they talk to you rudely. They just flaunt your personality. They don't even care who you are. They just think that everybody's beneath their feet because they are now your leader. Please, cybersecurity leaders, we encourage dialogue about security responsibilities. Reward honesty so that when they commit, maybe mistake, like I said, I call it misstep, you know. The person will not be hiding. He will want to tell you. We want to tell everybody, the management or the leader, and say, I did this, but it was by mistake, because he knows that they will not punish integrity. But some offices, even if you talk, you are going to disciplinary committee. So the last one is emotional intelligent communication. Be calm, be factual, put yourself in everyone's shoe. As I close, I want us to know that combining behavioral analytics, which is unusual logins, with emotional awareness, like disengaged employee, somebody that has already lost it, they don't trust the organization again. All this help us in the holistic insider threat program. So let's build a mental healthy cyber leadership culture that inspires trust, teamwork, and transformation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll ask you to please come back for a moment and let's give her another resounding round of applause. Thank you so much. I am hopeful that we'll learn more than one or maybe at most two things from what we've been taught. Thank you so much, Madam Evelyn Achidume, all the way from EFCC. And before you leave, ma'am, we have something for you, but we want to ask Mr. Muyiwa to please come back to the stage. Mr. Muyiwa is the SVP and CISO, all these acronyms, you know, Senior Vice President at Flutterwave. We all know Flutterwave. Please let's give him a resounding round of applause. We also have a gift for you, and I would just want to quickly invite the WiCyS President, Patricia, supported by Edowaye, Chine, and of course Nike Ahmed. Just come so we can have some photos as well. Photographers, are we ready? All right. So this you will present to them, and then we'll just take a photo with you. Thank you very much. All right. I will need the technical crew. Let's take this out a bit. Quickly. We need to push this out. Yeah. Careful with your camera. All right, thank you very much. Please let's bring another round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wima is the blessed amongst women. All right. So we'll continue shortly, but before we start, I think we've sat down for a while. So I would want to quickly do something. If you are behind the fourth row, I would want to please humbly ask that you just move to the chair. You know, within the first 4 rows. It's very important for our camera, you know, so we can look nice. So please, can you do that for us? And while they are doing that, I want you to just look at the person next to you once more and say, how far? And I expect that the person would have responded, right? All right. I say, how far now? All right. You know what's funny? James is telling Helen, and Helen is telling James. So who will interpret to who? Okay, there's someone there. All right. Yeah, we're good. Thank you very much. Okay, so I still see someone on the 5th row. If you don't mind, please just come forward. We'll really, really appreciate that. And then we can just go quickly into taking some of our goodwill messages. And to lead that session of goodwill messages, I'll please want to invite Mr. James Carroll from the British High Commission, Abuja, and he's the cybersecurity lead for West Africa. Let's give him a round of applause as he comes, and then take that.
Thank you so much. Good morning. So my name's James Carroll. I'm based at the British High Commission in Abuja. I've been here for 18 months, and I absolutely love working in Nigeria. I see a lot of friends here. Evelyn, my good friend here, so it's really good to be here. So why did the British government fund me to work in Nigeria as a cybersecurity point of contact? Because cybersecurity is a global issue. And what happens in Nigeria affects what happens in the UK, what affects the rest of the world. Also what happens in the UK affects Nigeria. So the UK has placed me in Nigeria as the point of contact for cybersecurity partners in Nigeria and West Africa to work with the UK. You may have seen on the news recently that the Honourable Minister of Foreign Affairs, Tugar, initiated a unit within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to work cybersecurity. So that gives us a really good link into the Nigerian system, and we're very appreciative of the strides that Nigeria is making in cybersecurity. I'd like to thank Patricia and Women in Cyber, because this is really important. It's not just a nice to have, it's not just, oh, it's great to have women in cybersecurity, it's a must. It has to happen. Why? Because the hardest problems are solved by diversity of thought. If you have a room full, an operations room full of people like me, middle-aged guys who've done a bit of tech, we all think the same. We think exactly the same. If we've got a problem, we solve it with the same ideas. But if we have women in the room, women leaders in the room, that gives us diversity of thought. So I have to really appreciate what women in cyber and security are doing in Nigeria and across Africa, because it's not a nice to have, it's a must. We must have women in cyber to solve the hardest problems. Our adversaries, the cyber criminals, work together, collaborate. The businesses, the national, international businesses, with recruitment, the training, they collaborate. We need to collaborate, and we need women like Evelyn in the room, making decisions. If there's one keynote speech I would like a copy of, it's from my colleague here in Flutterwave, because he mentioned everything. Every point that he mentioned is exactly right. It's collaboration. It's working together. To become a cybersecurity expert, you do not need to go to university. You do not need to study at university. You do not need to get qualifications. What you need to have is a passion. So I used to lead a cybersecurity team who developed software. The best developer I had in the team was a guy who'd never went to college, he'd never went to university. His name was Kieran. He worked in KFC chicken place, frying chicken. That's what he did for a job to earn money. What he did in the evening was he went online, he went on YouTube, he studied coding, and that was his passion. He came for an interview to me, so I'd interviewed several people who had been to university. They spoke, they knew the words, they had the qualifications, but they did not have the passion. This guy had passion, no qualifications. He used to come in on a Monday, we recruited him, he used to come in on a Monday morning, and I used to say, Kieran, how was your weekend? Oh, Jim, it was great. I said, what do you do? I was coding. I did coding at the weekend, I did coding at work, I did coding in the evening. He had a passion for it. The UK has taken strides to put women in leadership positions. So The equivalent of the NCCC in the UK is called the NCSC. It's coming for its 10th anniversary next year. The second leader, the CEO of the NCSC in the UK, was a lady called Lindy Cameron. She's now the High Commissioner in New Delhi. So it's really important that women get into leadership roles. The recently appointed head of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the UK, Yvette Cooper, another lady. So please, ladies, put yourself forward. As my colleague said from Flutterwhip, put your hand up, get yourself into leadership positions, have that passion, and good luck. And thanks again to Women SAB. You're doing a great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So thank you very much, James. Let's give him another round of applause. So we'll take 4 more quick goodwill messages, and then we'll take a group picture with all the goodwill message presenters, and then we will go on a very short break. And so to take the second goodwill message, it's my pleasure this morning to please invite Ms. Erica, who is the Executive Secretary of the Ndukwe Kalu Foundation. Please let's give her a round of applause as she joins us for her goodwill message. Thank you, Erica. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Yes, fine. All right. Good day, change makers. Good day, everyone. My name is Erica Okibe, and I'm the Executive Secretary of the Ndukwe Kalu Foundation. Before I start, I would like to introduce you to who we are and what we do at the Ndukwe Kalu Foundation. The Ndukwe Kalu Foundation is a special purpose vehicle for NIRA. NIRA is the Nigerian Internet Registration Association, the registry for the domain name in Nigeria. So, let's go straight to it. So in today's focus, leadership, I would like to say that it's a great honor, an absolute honor to share this moment with all of you, the great leaders and the women I'm seeing here today. We are totally delighted to be here with all of you today. And today's focus is quite interesting because when I looked at the topic shared by Patricia, thank you so much for inviting me, Patricia. I'm so delighted. You know, I was taken aback. Why was I taken aback? Because it's not a topic that usually make, the 21st century titles in programs these days. When you go to cybersecurity programs, you don't always see strengthening or empowering people or cybersecurity leaders with power skills. It doesn't happen every day. But this topic and this conference is really special and really different from everyday leadership forums. So thank you and well done. Congratulations again. So in a fast-moving and tech-driven world, the future will belong not just to the smartest of persons in the room, but to the most emotionally intelligent, the most collaborative, and the most adaptable. Like we have heard from the speakers before me, especially my sister, my colleague over here from the EFCC, she told us a couple of things about power skills and how it is just to be a leader. And a leader most necessarily has to have some of the skills that she's mentioned. It's really important to know that without those skills as a leader, it's difficult to lead your team, because as leaders, we do not just exist in a vacuum. We have people that look up to us and hope that we as leaders lead them in the right way. So, to every woman, young person here, you're not just preparing for the future, you're shaping it. We see your potential and we believe in your vision. And we stand with you in every step of the way. It's important that we keep learning, we keep leading, and keep lifting others as you rise as leaders. The world doesn't just need your power skills. No. It needs our voices to be heard so that the generation that comes behind us are able to learn and able to maximize their potentials in whichever aspects they find themselves. So from today, the Ondupe Kalu Foundation is not just here as spectators or because we used to funding organizations. No. In 2025 already, we have been able to sponsor over 4,000 youths, women in cybersecurity trainings. We started from the secondary school levels. We collaborated with organizations and partnered and did trainings for young adults, women, ladies, girl child in secondary schools within Nigeria today and in the far north areas of Nigeria. And then just a week ago, we also collaborated with the National Association of Computing Students, NACOS, where we were also able to collaborate with them and sponsor women in the cadre of the high university levels. And today, we are here collaborating with WiCyS. So what are we doing here? We want to not just deal with the leaders, but with the young minds, but also with leaders, women in important places of work. So I want to say thank you again for putting this very innovative and very brilliant program together. On behalf of my team and I and my organization, thank you and welcome.
All right, thank you so much. Please, let's give it up more to Ms. Erica Obike, the Executive Director of the Ndukakalo Foundation. And still in the quick delivery of our goodwill messages, it's my pleasure this morning to welcome Mr. Kabiru Rabiu Abdullahi, who is representing the Director of Cybersecurity, NITDA. Please, let's celebrate him as he comes for his goodwill message. Thank you.
Good morning, all. Thank you. Please, I'm delighted to be here. You know, I'm actually representing our DG NITDA, which I know all of you maybe might have known. NITDA is a National Information Technology Development Agency, which we are saddled with developing and regulating IT in Nigeria. So by actually maybe creating regulations, framework, like maybe all the frameworks, the cybersecurity framework and arts, and then maybe research, planning, and the rest. So actually in NITDA we're doing a lot, and especially maybe based on women, we even have the DG, the SA, the special assistant to even our DG, Dr. Zalifa. She's a lady, which all you know, and maybe she's supposed to be here, but unfortunately she has been, you know, on an errand again for the DG. So that's why I'm even. She was the one that's supposed to be here as a lady, you know, since it's a woman, you know, event. So again, is in cybersecurity, unless we have like computer emergency readiness and response team, the SAT. I know maybe some of you are aware of it. What we do is we do, you know, threat intelligence, advisories, capacity building, and a lot of maybe research and development, you know, based on cybersecurity. So I think based on that, I would say thank you all, and thank you for maybe for inviting the DG, and I will be glad next time, you know, maybe we'll do more. Thank you, bye-bye.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Abdullahi. Please, let's celebrate him one more time. We just have just about 2 more goodwill messages, and we will take a short break. So at this point, it's my pleasure to welcome Ms. Somto Mwigwe, a principal manager with the Universal Service Provision Fund, for her goodwill message. Please, let's celebrate her. Let's make her feel welcome. Thank you, Somto.
Good morning, everybody. So I'm here to represent the Secretary of the Universal Service Provision Fund. At the USPF, our mandate is to provide connectivity to unserved and underserved areas in Nigeria. Okay, with that being said, it is a privilege to represent the USPF at this year's Women in Cybersecurity Leadership Forum. I commend the organizers for creating a platform that not only celebrates women in technology, but also empowers them to lead in an increasingly digital and interconnected world. Cybersecurity today is not just a technical concern. It is a societal imperative and a reminder that the future of cybersecurity is not just about stronger systems, but stronger people. As Nigeria continues to deepen its digital transformation agenda, the inclusion of women in this space is both a necessity and a catalyst for national growth. The theme of today's forum, strengthening cybersecurity leaders with power skills, could not be more relevant. We live in a time when threats evolve faster than technology itself, reminding us that effective leadership in cybersecurity requires more than technical expertise. It demands the soft but powerful capabilities that define resilient leaders: communication, emotional intelligence, adaptability, critical thinking, innovativeness, and ethical judgment. These power skills enable leaders to inspire trust, build inclusive teams, and respond decisively to complex cyber threats. They bridge the gap between technology and people, ensuring that our cybersecurity systems serve humanity, protect rights, and advance development. At the USPF, we see a deep connection between inclusion and security. Our mission to extend digital access to every Nigerian, especially those in unserved and underserved communities, means we are also expanding the frontiers of cybersecurity awareness and trust in technology. The USPF recognizes that as more citizens come online, the need for cyber safety education becomes even more urgent as it continues to promote safe and responsible use of technology, helping people not only access the internet but navigate it securely. Every new connection we enable through access and connectivity programs becomes part of a more resilient and secure Nigeria, because true security starts with empowered people. So today, as we share experiences and strengthen alliances, let us remember that securing our cyberspace is not just about firewalls and algorithms. It is about intentional leadership, inclusion, and purpose. The USPF is proud to keep supporting initiatives that open doors for women, ensuring that no one is left behind in Nigeria's digital journey. Today, we can make our cyberspace not only secure, but inclusive and full of opportunity. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Sam. So please let's give her another round of applause as we now take the very last of our goodwill messages for this morning. And it is my absolute pleasure to welcome Mr. Michael Enyi from the Maria Assumpta School for his goodwill message. Please let's celebrate him as he comes. Thank you.
Distinguished personalities, women leaders, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to this very important program. I'm from Maria Assumpta School, and we are passionate about programs regarding women. At least our CEO is a woman, and so we really appreciate that. The second edition of the WiCyS 2025 program is something that we hold very dear. Our students are here, and we teach them on values regarding women. When the very important person from the EFCC was speaking, she talked about her background, her house. That also reminds me of my mother and also my wife. Anytime she tells you, be careful about this person, just know that the person is a potential threat. That's what we call it in cybersecurity. So we are very passionate about women leadership. We cannot get it right in Nigeria or anywhere in the world when we exclude women out of our agenda. And I believe that this program is going to be very fruitful as we go on. We are here to celebrate the resilience of women. We are here to celebrate women who do not take no for an answer. And there is a saying that says, do not allow your gender to stop God's agenda. You can actually be a female and still feed males. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the day.
All right, thank you so much. Please stay here. I'll ask you to come back, please, just for a quick photo session. I will also want to invite Ms. Somto Wigwe to please come, Mr. James Carroll, Ms. Kabiru, please come back, and of course, Ms. Erica Okibe from the Ndukwe Kalu Foundation. Please come. We have some gifts for you, courtesy of one of our partners, Silex Secure. And I would ask the WiCyS artists to please come and also join in the conversation. It's there. All right, so Nike, please. You could present the gifts and then we take a quick photograph with all of them. Thank you. So Odowaye Chizia, please come. Can you shift this out a little bit more? It's out. Yeah. All right, thank you very much for that. So at this point, we've come to the first half of the event. If you look at your switches, we promise that you'll be out of here on or before 2:30 p.m. And I think we're doing really well with time, even though some of you did not come on time. All right, so now we will take a very short break, and I will just ask that we rise. We've been sitting for so long. Just stand up, walk around the room, introduce yourself to anyone, including myself, of course. Don't forget me. And we'll have some things you can chew. They'll just walk around and hand that over to you. If you are sitting down at this time, you're actually very wrong, right? In fact, you're a threat. Let's use our cyber security term. So walk around. Barrier, some students, why are you seated? Stand up, walk around. You can get internships right now. You're not aware? Walk around. Even our media technician, he's feeling very lonely. Someone walk up to him and introduce yourself, okay? And I'll photograph everybody in the room. You must meet one or two people, and if possible, collect their account numbers so you can send something. Hello. How's the networking going? It's even more like a what? What was speed dating, isn't it? If you have met just one person, please, I give you permission to abandon the person you are talking to right now and move to another person. Like, yes, sir? We're about to. Okay, no, go ahead. Go ahead. I can give you 5 minutes. Or later on? All right, that's great. Okay, so we'll be wrapping it up in about 2 minutes. So we can go straight into the proceedings.
We are very, very good because it has aided teaching and learning process. Teachers have been making use of it to do e-learning for the students.
We hereby, Madam, this very good. Commission this.
I've just been through the ICT room. It's fantastic, it's world class. I want to say a big thank you to the USPF and the NCC for this laudable project.
These days, in the 21st century, it is ICT all the way. So it will help in the senior school. They are to know more about computer systems.
I'm happy because this computer lab has been beneficial to me and all the students. Because I'm always anxious to type computer, like I'm always anxious to type the computer.
We're grateful to the USPF for providing us with such educational benefits. It has been very helpful in enhancing our educational abilities and also our computer skills. Like previously, a few days ago, we did some classwork. We even had the chance to practice for our exam time. So I want to say a very big thank you to the USPF.
Hello. 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 Sorry, can you help me to the back? Hello. Hello. Experience some amazing excitement. I asked one more time, who is ready for the cyber bingo? Anybody? Drum rolls. I asked one more time, who is ready for the cyber bingo? Anybody? Drum rolls. All right. So at this point, I want to quickly invite our. All right. So at this point, I want to quickly invite our president, Madam Patricia Ermosele, to take us on the Madam Patricia Ermosele to take us on the cyber bingo. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. One house. All right. So thank you. All right. So thank you for all those who have sat down, but you're going to have to stand up again. So it's those who have sat down, but you're going to have to stand up again. So it's a very simple game.
And NCC.
You need to simple game.
And NCC.
You need to go around.
All right, while we're at it, let's just be mindful of our belongings as well. I think we should have about 90 seconds left. We've gone halfway. I'm asking Patricia, how much time do we have left? There's a particular question there that looks very tough. You can come and ask me. Chances are that I have done it. All right. Let's hasten up. We have less than 30 seconds to go. And the clock says, by the power vested on me, I will give you 2 more seconds. And the clock says, bingo. Thank you. Please let's have our seats. Thank you very much. I would want you to do me a favor at this point. Just wave the paper you have over your head. Wave the paper over your head so that way you cannot write again. All right, the first person to sit down will win the game. The the last person to sit down will not win the game. All right, let's take our seats so we can continue. Please, please, and please, and please.
Hello, everyone. Please, let's take our seats. So that because we promised everyone that we'll be out of here before 2:30. We have fantastic speakers coming up. So let's round up with the cyber bingo. If you know you completed your form, please present it, or very close to completion. You didn't complete. Is there anyone who wants to submit their form? Oh my word. We have some good gifts for you.
All right. All right. If you have ticked all the boxes, can you just walk to me right away? If you have ticked all the boxes, I will count to 5. Even if you have and you don't approach me, I will not qualify you for the next round. If you have ticked all the boxes, walk to me in 1, 2, 3. Nobody has filled all the boxes. This is really tough, man. Amazing. If you have just one box left, can I see your hand? You have just one box left. Just one box. Which question are you finding difficult? All right. Somebody just wanted to know if we can put more than one name. Sorry, if we can put the same name in multiple boxes. The answer is a big fat yes. All right. So if you have filled all your boxes, just walk up to me, please, now, so we can really make great use of our time. I will. Let me count to 10 to help us. So if you have filled all your boxes, walk up to me in 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see, I'm stylishly delaying it because I actually would want more than one person here. 8, 9, 10. Yes, thank you very much. It is. Yeah, so stand here. All right. So we have 2 people that have been successful in filling out their boxes. All right. So can we just take our seats at this point so we can even be sure that EFCC will not carry them and be going after this event for misrepresentation? All right. Let's just take our seats. I understand we're enjoying the networking. We can continue immediately after 2:30. I promise you. This hall, we have it till 6 p.m. So feel free to stay. All right, let's go. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so we have 3 people. I think 3 is fine. All right. So please let's pay attention. In case somebody has falsely misrepresented you and is accusing you that you take swallow for breakfast, this is the opportunity to shout, "It is not me." All right. So we'll just give you just 30 seconds. Just let us know your experience. And I think we kind of trust you. Just tell us your experience with the bingo session. All right, 30 seconds. Once it's 30 seconds, our guy there will just mute the mic, so we won't hear you again. Will that work for you? Bros, let's do it together.
I don't really have much. My name is Blossom. My experience with this cyber bingo was really interesting. I mean, I was sitting here, I didn't want to talk to anybody, but then like the game made me walk up to people and talk to them. So I think it was really interesting and really nice.
Hi everyone. My name is Samuel. It's nice getting to meet people here. And also, you know, I find some things like very funny in the sense. When someone said he doesn't have a digital footprint, I felt everyone here should have. But then it's cool. I think that was all. It's a wide experience and exciting. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Wright. It's a fun experience being here because I learned a lot of things and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sophia. I normally have fear of talking to people, but this program really helped me to break that fear so I can talk to other people. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Blossom. I did not fill a single box. Please clap for me. Because they did not give me a card. We're together. Don't worry. They'll give us some gift. We'll come first from the bottom. All right. Thank you so much, ladies, gentlemen, and it has been an amazing experience. Thank you. Who is here? This is your first ever time of playing bingo. Anyone? Oh, interesting. So you have something to go home with today. Thank you very much, WiCyS, for giving them that opportunity. So now, just to continue, with the proceedings for today. Can I ask something, if you don't mind? If you are seated now behind the fifth row, can I just humbly ask you to come forward, if you don't mind, please? It's good for our cameras. You know, some people are watching us online as well. So just come forward. And while you are doing that, we will now go straight into. Remember, the essence of this is to leave you with some power skills, all right? To navigate cybersecurity. So to take us on a very important but brief, session on cybersecurity as a career path. This is a very important session, especially if you are job hunting, right? And you are in this room, you might want to pay attention. And of course, if you are an employee as well, it's also good to pay attention so you can know the skills that you would put in your job requirements as well. So this is an introductory session that will explore the various career pathways in cybersecurity, the kind of roles, the skills, certifications, and the entry points that are required for this field. And to take us in that session, will be no other than Hanel, who is a certified AI security and governance professional. He's an author and the founder of HTC Academy, renowned for advancing cybersecurity, shaping tech policy, and mentoring future technology leaders. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a resounding round of applause to Hanel. The Faru as he comes forward for his session. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hanel.
Good morning. I believe we're still in the morning. Good afternoon. Okay, so it's a pleasure to be here. I'm really excited to taking us through this session. Meanwhile, my bingo form is still empty. So I would take time to go through it and probably get it filled. So some of you may be getting calls from me, just to ensure that we are able to I'm able to fill my form. So next year's own, I would come with a complete form. All right. So quickly, I just want to give us some of the strategies. You know, when we was talking about how he got into cybersecurity, and for him, he was fortunate because he studied that in school. Evelyn saw an opportunity and explored that. For me, let me just give us a quick view of how I got into cybersecurity. So, I was in IT already. Way back. I've been in IT since 2007. So I noticed the security perspective to IT, and I decided to take some form of training, or we're invited. The organization I was working for was invited for a training, so I went there. I went to Lagos from Abuja, and on getting there, they were just showing us how to configure some of these firewalls, and telling us the impact, the importance of ensuring that your firewalls are properly configured and all of that. And I just picked interest in it. So 2 years down the line, I resigned, and after resigning, I was paid my gratuity. And I made up my mind that I was going to go into cybersecurity. So I took about 25% of my gratuity. I used that to subscribe. Then it was not, there was no free, YouTube was not this open source where you can get a whole lot of knowledge. So I subscribed to platforms that was largely teaching cybersecurity. I bought a lot of data. I locked myself in the house for nothing less than 3 months. I was watching it over and over and over and over again. So as way back as 2014, I was already doing pen testing for Android phones. I already had those kind of knowledge. So and I got to realize that ethical hacking is just one aspect of IT. But beyond going into cybersecurity generally, there's something I want us to have an understanding on. And many persons haven't been in the teaching or the training industry of tech generally for a couple of years. Many persons have usually find it, they want to go into tech. And they really don't care the soft skills that powers the technical skills that they want to acquire. So, for example, you want to acquire what's it called, ethical hacking, for example. And you just wake up one morning and say that you want to acquire ethical hacking. And we've seen persons who make that kind of decision. They go into ethical hacking and they will do what's called garbage in, garbage out. And the reason they are doing garbage in, garbage out is because they have succeeded in acquiring the technical skills, but they fail to understand that the soft skills is what powers the technical skills. So you are acquiring ethical hacking as a technical skill, but you fail to understand that for you to be able to succeed as an ethical hacker, you need critical thinking and problem solving. You would need creative intelligence. You need analytical skills. And as you progress in tech, let me tell you something. As you progress in tech, the technical roles begin to diminish, and leadership roles begin to increase. So it means that you also need to acquire communication skills, you need to acquire leadership skills, you need to acquire networking skills, what we just did now. There's a skill to it. Abi? So I wrote Becoming a Tech Expertpreneur. And in that book, I largely identified 7 top soft skills that is needed for you to succeed in tech. And the goal is not for you to become a tech professional, but to succeed. Because becoming one does not mean that you will succeed in it. I've seen software developers who you go into software development because you like coding. Now you've been able to do coding. You forgot that coding will only require critical thinking and problem solving skills. But for you to be able to do perfect coding, it will require some form of analytical skills, because when you're writing code, you need to debug. Debugging is largely analytical. So a lady came to meet me and said, "Hey, Aniel, please, I'm having issues as a software developer. What's the problem?" I'm finding it difficult to debug, but you can write code perfectly. But she's finding it difficult to debug. The only question I asked her is that, are you analytical? She said no. I said, what took you to software development? Because you need analytical skills for you to be able to succeed as a software developer. And this also cuts across cybersecurity. So before you go into any role, before you pick any role, please, I beg you, identify the soft skills that powers that particular technical skill that you want to acquire. So now I'm going to give us the soft skills that powers a particular role in tech, in cybersecurity, called GRC. GRC is governance, risk, and compliance. Governance, risk, and compliance is largely the role. Most of the ladies in Nigeria that are in cybersecurity, they want to go into GRC, and the reason is because of the. And you think that it's easy. Anyway, if you're good with, like I said, I mentioned 7 soft skills that is needed for you to succeed in tech. Let me go through them one after the other. The first soft skill that is needed for you to succeed in tech is called practicability. Practicability is the ability for you to learn and apply. Learn and apply. You learn something, you apply. I have an uncle who has been learning fashion for 16 years, and up to now he's not yet good at it because he does not have practicability skill. Practicability skill goes beyond, it's not everybody that knows how to apply what they've learned. So you need practicability skill. The second one, you need analytical skill. Analytical skill is an ability for you to identify patterns. So you sit down and you begin to trace backward to find patterns. You need that. The third skill that you need to succeed in tech is critical thinking and problem solving. This is the ability for you to find solutions to problems. The fourth skill that you need to succeed in tech is creative intelligence. Creative intelligence is the ability for you to create a novel. Take note of the word novel, because most people usually distinguish creative intelligence from critical thinking. So novel solution. The fifth skill that you need for you to succeed in tech is leadership skill. What is leadership? Ability to coordinate. Ability to coordinate and harness human and material resources for the purpose of achieving a particular goal. The sixth skill you need to succeed in tech is communication skills. Ability to conceive, structure, and convey information and knowledge for others to understand. And the seventh skill that is needed for you to succeed in tech is networking skill. And that's the ability for you to identify, establish, and maintain a relationship for the purpose of career growth. Those are the 7 soft skills that is needed for you to succeed in tech. Now, for you for someone that is going into governance, risks, and compliance, I'm going to just pick 4 of those skills to talk about. The first skill that you need for governance, risks, and compliance is the skill known as critical thinking and problem solving. And the reason is simple. Before that, let me even pick the first one. The major one is communication. Communication, because governance, risks, and compliance has for you to go into governance, risks, and compliance, you need to be able to. There's a whole lot of. If you don't know how to read, please don't bother, because there are a whole lot of policies you will read. There are a whole lot of documents you will read. You are not just going to read them as like novel. You will read them and internalize them, because it is what you internalize that you begin to design to use to provide solutions for. So you want to read. You want to have communication skills, and like my definition of communication skills is what? Your ability to conceive ideas. The ideas can come from papers that you've read. The ideas can come from what you're seeing. The ideas can come from different places, movies you're watching, but you're conceiving an idea. The idea is coming deep inside of you. Then after conceiving the idea, you have to structure the idea, because as GRC expert, you would interface with a whole lot of departments. You interface with the IT, you interface with finance, a whole lot of departments, because you need to ensure that every industry, every department has a level of regulation that regulates what they do. So you have to ensure that they comply with all the standards and all this and all those things. So communication is very, very key as GRC. The second thing that is needed as GRC is analytical, because analytical now would mean identifying patterns. But for you to be able to find patterns, you must know what you are looking for. So you are an organization, you're called to come be a lead implementer or to implement a particular standard, whether it's ISO 27001, ISO 42001. How many of us know those? Okay, yeah. So there are standards that has been implemented, and there are policies that has been implemented in different aspects of tech and cybersecurity. You would need to sit down and analyze what the organization currently has and what to create or what they need to add for them to confirm with that compliance or the status of that compliance. So you need analytical skill for you to be a GRC expert. Then you need critical thinking and problem solving, because there are times where you would have issues. Now let's work with a practical example. you are working for, you are a GRC for a bank. And the software that the bank is using it wasn't developed by the bank. It was developed by a third party. CBN is telling you that all softwares must align with, must be from Windows 2011 upwards. You can't just go and change that software, because if you change it, it's your core banking application, and that means that it's going to shut down services. So how do you solve that? Because that's a huge problem that is not in book. Books, what we've read cannot solve it. So you have to begin to see how you think to solve it. So that's where you need critical thinking and problems. It's strategic thinking. Strategic thinking, because everything that has to do with GRC is all about strategy. You want to be strategic in what you're doing. What's the best time to implement this policy? How should you implement it, and all of that. So these are the 4 major skills I believe that one needs, soft skills, that I believe that one needs for the person to succeed as a GRC expert, as a GRC professional. So I will wrap up with this. My time is past, Abi. Okay, so I'll wrap up with this. We started an initiative because I'm one person that is largely moved by having known that I was brought into this world by a woman, and I am the only man in my family. What I mean by that is my wife is a woman, and my children are women. So I don't have anybody to chat with when I get home. So I try as much as possible to support women in whatsoever thing I do. So we actually started an initiative called the 100,000 Tech Camp Project, HTC 100,000 Tech Camp Project, and that initiative is aimed at ensuring that we give 100,000 youths between the age of 17 and 35 the opportunity for them to acquire skills, technical skills generally, and that is completely for free. So we started the initiative, and Patricia, being someone that has women at heart, approached me and said, "Daniel, please, I need a slot." And I said, "Send me a list." And she sent a list of persons that we would admit. We are currently running the program, and currently we have 424 students currently studying in that initiative in five different tech skills, and that includes EdSchool, hacking, back-end, front-end, data analysis, and product design. And when she sent the list of those that she wanted to be admitted, I went beyond just that list. I admitted all the women that applied to the program. And this is a call for those of us who are concerned about where you would learn. It's for free. It's not. We're not charging for it. We're doing this the little we can do to make the society better. So we're not charging for it. It's for free. All we just need is your commitment. All we need is your love for that which you are picking. Now, for us to measure the love, 4 things: your passion, your commitment, your sacrifice, and the pleasure you will derive from it. So I want to use this opportunity to speak to us and say, yeah, the second cohort will be opening sometime in November, so get ready if you want to apply. And more importantly, in the second cohort, we are adding GRC. So, because I'm seeing a whole lot of persons nodding their head here. So we are adding GRC in the second cohort. So for those of us that will be interested, let us take note of that. So do we have, and this is our end of my conversation. We don't need to be so serious about it. Do we have any question? Any question? If you ask a question, I give you a gift. No, I can't give you. Which give you?
Good afternoon, everybody.
So I have a question based on the 7 key skills you mentioned to succeed in tech. The question I have is based on leadership. It doesn't come natural to everybody. Some people love working behind the scenes. I know for one, I love working behind the scenes, but situations right now are bringing me out there. So like, what are some tips you could give to someone to harness their leadership skill? Aside putting yourself out there, basically, because it tells us put yourself out there.
Okay, so many persons have this misconception about leaders, and usually they think leaders, you don't need to be at the forefront to be a leader. There are a whole lot of persons who are leaders even behind the scene. And even within your team, they would know that you are a leader. And in most cases, you will find those kind of persons, they are always the go-to persons when they want to take certain decisions. They don't have the highest authority, but they always have a very unique contribution, a very unique input that they put into whatsoever thing that they have been asked. So you don't need to, don't consider yourself to be, I believe everybody, me personally, this is my personal opinion, I believe everybody has leadership potential in them. It's just that you've not just been able to harness some of this potential, or you've not been given an opportunity to explore them. Once you find yourself in a place where you are given an opportunity to explore your leadership potentials, you will see the thing that will come out of you. But I personally believe that you have leadership skills. And tell me, do you know why I say that? Because you're the first person to ask questions. All right. So let me just. That's any other question. Another question. Thank you so much. But let me just quickly give her.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Haniel. Please, let's give him a round of applause.
The gift is a copy of my book.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's celebrate him. And this is a good time to tell the videographer to bring down the camera now. Thank you. You all know why. Thank you so much, sir. He had to take his camera off, right? All right. Are we enjoying the session so far? Do we have anyone here that is not exactly enjoying it? Let me see your hand. Don't be shy. We need feedback. Anyone? Okay, why? Ooh. Oh my God. We did have feedback, but I was praying that nobody should raise their hand. All right, thank you so much, and thank you so much, Mr. Haniel, for setting the pace for our, for our session conversation. So we would have three more, but I promise you that each of the sessions you will learn one thing or the other from it. And so quickly coming up for session 1B, I'm still on cybersecurity as a career path, but this time around we're focusing on offensive security and security operations. It will be an introductory session that explores these same pathways, for this specific field in cybersecurity. And it is my pleasure at this point to welcome a cybersecurity and AI expert, entrepreneur, and educator. He is the co-founder of Cyber Plural. They focus on driving innovation, resilience, and awareness through indigenous solutions and cyberdemia. Okay, that should be something from academia, right? And cyberdemia learning platforms across Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Mr. Chukwuka Isaac for his less than 15 minutes presentation session with us. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Pleased to be here. So I have less than 15 minutes. Going to try to make it quick. As you heard, my name is Chukwuka Isaac, cybersecurity professional. And just like me, you are, I study cybersecurity on the graduate level. And I've worked a couple of places and started my own company. And I'm sure that is not the story for so many people here, right? But one thing I've done is I've created a platform that is able to help people, to become better, to grow from zero to intermediate, expert level in cybersecurity. And I'm just going to tell you how. Some of them are here, right? You can read. Yeah. So I'm just going to tell you how that happened. I'm not going to talk about the soft skills. Hanel has done justice to that, so I'm not going there. I'm going to talk about mentorship, very, very key, and how we do it at Cyberflora. Again, cybersecurity is not gambling. It's not a quick money scheme, right? It's something if you want to do and do well, you have to learn and learn well. So that is to say, it takes time. And most times when I advise people, I tell them give yourself 1 year, especially if you're starting from zero, right? From zero, I mean you probably do not have any IT background. So give yourself 1 year. That one year, you know this is what you're doing. You're focused on it. You're committed to learning. And one of the things I mentioned now is focus, because I notice a lot of young people are heavily distracted these days. Low attention span. Can't even commit to 30 minutes of maybe watching a video on YouTube because these things are there, right? Without being distracted. Yes. So it is important that you have focus. Maybe focus would be a skill now. I don't know. Yeah. So give yourself 1 year, right? Tell yourself this is what I want to commit to over the period of 1 year. Now start with the fundamentals. Right? And by fundamentals, understand what the whole concept of cybersecurity is, like an overview, the various domains that are there, right? Understand the basics of networking, understand the basics of Linux administration, how to use various operating systems. These basics are quite key in any aspect of cybersecurity you're going to, whether it is offensive, whether it is defensive, whether you're going to be doing GRC, right? You need this knowledge, basically. So the fundamentals are very, very key. Understand threats, what has been happening around the world, right? The various cyber threats. Very, very, very important. Now, when you've understood these fundamentals, you have like an overview of the various domains and what they represent. Then you can now go to pick a specific. So you could say, okay, based on all of those knowledge you've acquired from the fundamentals, so I want to go into offensive security, and that is what I'm going to be speaking on. Now, offensive security, ethical hacking is more of an art, right? And like every art, it involves creativity. Are we together? Like every art, it involves creativity. And where there's creativity, there's critical thinking, there's analytical thinking. You need to think, right? So that is there. And how do you get on with that? So you've done the fundamentals, right? You have the fundamentals. The next thing is you want to enroll, so you're going for offensive, you want to probably enroll for a course. And there are different platforms out there online that you can actually enroll to. I mean, there's Try Hack Me, there's Hack the Box, so many of them. There's YouTube as well, so many of them. However, one thing I'll always advise is if you have the means, go for a physical training. Are we together? Go to like take internship. Probably after your fundamentals, take internship. Even if you're not getting paid, right? Just start from there. Be involved in what they are doing. Trust me, it can be difficult, especially in this time and age, to just learn this thing online by yourself, especially when you don't have the background, right? So look for places like. I mean, we do that at Cyberflora. We give room, for people to come in and intern, even though it comes with a little cost, right? But it's something we give room for. Come in, intern, just being a part of the project basically exposes you to a whole lot of things beyond what you're probably going to be watching on YouTube or any of those training platforms. Now, third, understand the fundamentals, right? Then go for physical training, like internship, beyond what you are seeing online. You can be doing your online learning, but it is also very, very important that you are involved in a place where they are doing this thing and they can carry you along. Because trust me, Hanel talked about the practicality of these things. It is not enough that you are consuming and consuming and consuming. You also need an avenue that shows you how these things are done in reality, in real life. And that is one thing that is very, very key if you're going to excel, not just in offensive security, but also in what? In security operations. Then of course, in all of these things, whether you're doing offensive security, you're doing security operations, or even GRC, you're going to write reports. You're going to make presentation. Now, one thing we do at Cyber Plural, as you are coming in as an intern or at any level, you are forced to make presentations every week of all of your learning. So for every task you're given, you have to make a presentation. So you see, it goes beyond just knowing this. You also need to be able to understand and communicate effectively what you know. And this really, really helps a long way, right? So ability to make good presentations, communicate really, really well, and of course reports. As an offensive security, at the end of all of your finding, if you are not able to write good reports, make proper documentations of your finding and communicate it effectively, right, to the people you've done maybe a pen test or vulnerability assessment for, then you just see that all of your skills and work, every effort you've put in is almost pointless. Right, so it is very, very important that while you're acquiring all of those skills, maybe you've done the fundamentals, right? You've decided to take courses on ethical hacking, maybe from Hack the Box. There are different rooms, there are different platforms you could do that. But I like Hack the Box, I like Try Hack Me. There are so many other ones there. Now you can take different paths from there. But while you are doing that, get a place, a physical place where you can go in, an intern and have a mentor, someone you can talk to. I just feel it makes the journey faster and easier, right? So by the time you've done all of that, you've acquired those necessary skills. Now be able to document your findings, write reports adequately, and at the same time be able to communicate clearly. And by communication, your ability to prepare slides, right, and talk about these things, because most of the people you'll be talking to are really not technical at the end of your findings. So you need to be able to communicate in such a way that it makes sense to them. They see value in what you've done, right, and the demand they need as well. I think I would stop here. Thank you so much. Questions, please. All right. So no questions.
Thank you very much. If I was job hunting, my question would have been, are you hiring? That would have been a very important question. But I'm not job hunting. So is anyone job hunting here? Can I see your hand? Why didn't you ask the question? Can I give you an opportunity to ask it? Okay, please go ahead and ask. Yes. Sir, there's a question. She's asking if you're hiring, sir. Let's give her a round of applause. Do you want to answer? Or she can meet you later on. Since she's the only one that asked. All right, thank you so much. Let's celebrate Mr. Isaac for that very Chukwuka for that very interesting conversation. And that brings us to the end of the first session in our in our skills conversation. I think we're really doing good with time, aren't we? Yes, please let's give ourselves a round of applause. I will quickly just ask Mr. Hanel and Mr. Isaac to please come. We have some gifts for you, and of course we would want to document memories. Please, photographers, please come. And I want someone to move this away from the middle. Thank you very much, sir. This way. Can we get our WiCyS advisors to please come and support the photos as well? Thank you so much, Edouard. Yeah. Please go ahead. Thank you. I think we need to push it more. you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. All right. They are well. They are well. All right, thank you so much. Let me ask that my stage be brought back to the middle, and let's just take a stretch break and just stand up, stretch out a little bit. You know, so we're very mindful of your health, so we don't want to keep you seated for too long. Yeah, feel free, don't be shy. Stand up, stretch out. Even if you think you don't need to stretch out, your old self will be thankful that you took that decision today. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, push it back. Thank you. All right. How do you feel? Stretching out. Better, right? All right. So you can now take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to have a bathroom break, this is also a good time. We'll probably give you 2 minutes if you want to. Yeah. All right. So at this point, we have some people going for bathroom breaks. Let's just give them 2 minutes. We're very inclusive. I shouldn't have said that. Now, I didn't say people have been forced to sit. No, but it's fine. We're good. All right, so you have 2 minutes. My timer is on, and in 2 minutes we'll just move to the next session. So while we're waiting for that to start, let's just confirm we have our presentations ready. All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for your patience as well. So now we will go swiftly. Yes, thank you so much for coming back right on time. So now we'll go swiftly into the second series of our skills conversations. And to take the first one in that series, we're going to now talk about effective communication. We can all agree that effective communication is a very important skill. If you have all the technical, core knowledge that you need to, succeed in your field, and you cannot communicate it, you don't have that soft skill of being able to convince your audience, then it becomes a bit tricky. So today we are going to learn how to communicate to lead, and in communicating to lead, we would focus on clarity, confidence, and connection. So it's going to be a facilitator-led interactive discussion on communication barriers. There will be some group exercises, right? To sort of practice clear messaging in complex cybersecurity scenarios. And to take us on that session, we have Jack Paul. He's called the Raven. He is a strategist and a mental health advocate who inspires leaders like yourselves and communities by blending clarity, empathy, and storytelling to drive purposeful impact and sustainable growth. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Jakpo Ukweku for that session on effective communication. Please come. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? I grew up in a household where I saw my mom lead. And at first I thought, maybe my dad didn't want to get involved. What I realized was my dad understood the strength my mom had. My dad understood where my mom could step in, and he realized it didn't make him any less of a man. It took me a while to understand that, and the older I got, the more I appreciated women and how they go about things. We live in a society where, and it makes sense to me now because I feel like women are so powerful, and when there's power and lack of understanding, people are afraid and people are threatened. We live in a world where people are threatened by women for no apparent reason, for the lack of understanding. And some of my earliest heroes and people I looked up to were women. Oparipri, to be precise. One of the things I learned about her, I remember I read a book, What I Know for Sure, and he opened my eyes so much to the possibilities of life. Right. He opened my mind to how your background, your gender, your experiences don't shape you, but what you take out of them would shape you. And I think, yes, I move around and say I'm a communication strategist, but at my core, I'm a storyteller, because I believe that this world is shaped by the stories we tell ourselves, the stories we accept about ourselves, and the stories we project. First of all, I want to say well done to the organizers of this amazing event. This is my first time here, and I just want to say well done to all you beautiful people here taking time out. Can we just give ourselves a round and give the organizers a round of applause as well? For me, communication is mainly about building connection, right? And at the core of it are feelings. Connections that are evoked by words, feelings that are evoked by things that we see, right? And at the core of everything, I think for me is the way you communicate to yourself. You know what I mean? The kind of words you use, the kind of ways you let people speak to you, because there's a way you address yourself that people start to address you the same way, right? I went to Covenant University, and one of the things that the guy in charge of the school, Bishop Oyedepo, would say is dress the way you want to be addressed. You know what I mean? Because before you walk into a room, before you get a chance to say a word, is the way you look has already spoken for you. And I'm going to take this to the digital space because we live in a digital world as well. So the way your digital footprint is, the kind of content you put out there, is already going to communicate for you. You know what I mean? I was listening to Moiwa say something about him reaching out to a senior executive, and he sent his LinkedIn page. And I bet you one of the reasons why he was comfortable responding, he checked his LinkedIn page, and he saw there was context, he saw there was competence. So yes, you want to reach out to people, but make sure you do your homework. One of the things I think is also important as well is learning. One of the things I struggled with before I got into this space, I used to think to myself, why do I have the right to speak about things like this? Who am I? I'm just a random guy from Delta State, Warri boy. And I said, why do I have this right to speak? Like, what gives me this authority? And I realized my doubt was built or shaped on my lack of knowledge. The more that I knew, the more that I know, the more confident I feel to speak. The more confident I feel to project what it is. So one of the first things I say before you talk about communicating to anybody else is take time to learn about yourself. Right? It doesn't even matter what industry you work in. I'm not in cyber security at all. I read computer science in my first degree. And so randomly, I didn't think I was going to go to Covenant University, so I just picked a random course. I went to school for 4 years, but in reality, it felt like I wasted my time. But what it did for me is he eliminated a part that I thought was mine. So now I have more clarity in that space, knowing that computer science is not necessarily for me. But along the line, I found marketing, I found communication, and that has been my backbone ever since. So one of the things I'll say to you for sure is learn, right? The fact that you don't know today doesn't mean you wouldn't know tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Also, what as well is networking is very key. Mentorship is very key. And sometimes you might not be able to get access to the people you want mentorship from, right? But then you can follow their lives. Like for me, I really admire Oprah. I love her storytelling. But what it is that she taught me or she teaches me, when I read her book, what I know for sure is she is very grounded on the stories and individuality. So when you listen to her, she had this thing called Soul Sundays where she would get a guest. And at the end of each of these things, what the guest would say is like, I learned about myself through talking to you. Right? There are things that I gained from just speaking to you, hearing my story through your voice, open my eyes. So don't underestimate the power of your story, right, in your communication as well. If you want to take leadership role, you have to understand that there's an importance of service there. Right? To be a leader, you have to show that you're willing to serve. People will follow you, and people will lead for you. And also because we live in a space where society is kind of afraid of women need to stick together. Do you know what I mean? I see this thing, and it really, really frightens me. I think it was last year, a lady became the CEO of Zenith Bank. I can't remember. Does anybody remember? She became Zenith Bank, and the comment section scared me because a lot of women were insinuating that she got there through wrong means. Not the men, the women. And do you know what that told me is this woman has started to believe that as a woman, that is the only way. So when they see women doing it, it surprises them and they pick holes in it. And I say that is an opportunity for women. What I say to you now as women is you have to speak your truth. As a leader, you have to realize that young girls are looking at you. They're models. How you speak, how you conduct yourself is more important than anything you say to them. So when you're communicating, ensure that you communicate in a way that inspires. Because I know a lot of you today were inspired by one woman or the other. You saw her take that bold leap. You saw them break barriers. And that's you have a duty. Maya Angelou is one of my favorite women as well. And she said something that always struck me is when you know, you have an obligation to teach. So don't think because you've succeeded in whatever it is you're doing, you've made your way, it doesn't matter. No. The fact that you are in that position means that you have a duty to the people. I'm very big on mental health, mental wellness as well. While you're doing all these things, it doesn't count for anything if you're not mentally stable, you're not mentally okay, right? One of the things I try to practice is a concept called mental health hygiene, right? Mental health hygiene to me is just living in a way that you create time for yourself, right? One thing that I'll tell you when you're creating time for yourself, the speaker before me spoke about how we right now we're exposed to so much information, more than we've ever been exposed to in our lifetime, right? So now more than ever, you have to take accountability for how you consume information. You have to take accountability. You have to tell yourself that, you know what, I've had enough of this. Because one thing I realize, sometimes you wake up in the morning and you pick up your phone, right? Chances are the first thing that you look at on your phone can shape your day. You can wake up and just read a bad news or bad information. All of a sudden, do you know what you do? You project this onto your day. So for me, one of the first things I always do is I speak positively to myself in the morning. I tell myself, oh, Jacob, you're great, you do amazing stuff. And people look at me and go like, you act like you don't have any problems. I don't see problems, honestly. You know what I mean? I see opportunities, and I feel like if I'm faced with something, there's a lesson there for me. And it's not because the world is going to be easier because of that, right? It just means that they're going to be able to deal with things better. And it'll give you more context as well. I just want to say as well that it's important for us to realize, especially with social media, I'm just going to take it back to social media as well, is you want to give yourself the best chance, right? So I did some talent management back in the day, and I have someone I was working with, and he said, oh, Jaco, I want to go to Lagos, right? Lagos is where the business is at. And I said to him, it's like, yes, all well and great, but if we're coming to this part of the country to look for somebody to do what you do, are you going to be up there in that list? Said it's not sure. I was like, then you have no business going to Lagos, right? Start from where you are. Establish yourself. Put the ground rules. Let people start to know how you are and what it is your value proposition is. And then you attract people. Now, he's in Abuja and he's getting booked everywhere in the world, right? Because he showed his value proposition, he communicated it effectively, and it was consistent. So it's not just about what you do one day. It's what you do most of the days. Right? You have to come to a point where the way that you engage in whatever space that you work with, it's not a function of how you feel. Because some days you won't feel like it. Trust me. Some days you wake up and you don't feel like it. But you have to have this internal dialogue with yourself where it's not about how you feel. And I'll tell you, every leader in this room will tell you that's one of the hardest truths to understand is your feelings would have to take the back seat for the greater good. Now the question is, are you willing to do that? You know what I mean? Also, you have to think about when people see your communication or engage you, what is the first thought you want them to have? I want you to think about this when you leave here is three words that you want to be like your brand ethos. For me, one of the things that I want is simplicity. I feel like we in Africa, we think the more complex the solution is, the bigger it is. No. You look at the civilized world, they strive on making the complex things as simple as possible. So cut all the conversations about trying to sound so intelligent. Simplify things for me. Also, I'm very big on connection, right? I believe that people will be more comfortable spending money with you, doing anything with you, when they feel the connection. Do you know what I mean? Because we live in a world where, and you see, I'm sure a lot of us go through these things where we're thinking about, oh, this person getting this job is not better than me, or I have more skills than them. But then maybe this person has a better connection with his audience. Understand your audience, understand what it is that you're doing. Also very important as well is there's no knowledge that is wasted as well, right? Learn. Just sitting here, I've learned so much about cybersecurity, and one of the things that really struck me is it's a very, very fast-paced industry, because things are changing. Wherever people you're trying to protect systems from are getting smarter, getting quicker. You know what I mean? And you have to be evolving with the times, but you have to be what it is that you know. So I don't know. Me, I just like to talk. I just like to have a good time. Enjoy myself. But I'll just say this as well. If you had told me this like 2 years ago that I'll be able to stand here and talk, you wouldn't believe it. I remember when I started doing this conversation about mental health. My parents are from Worry and everything. My dad and my mom will call you. Jaco, did they pay you? All these ones, they're just about that speaking English and everything. But my mom had a different worry for me. It was Jaco, please, when you get on stage, you're good looking, you talk well, don't worry about it, don't panic. And I was just like, Mommy, I got this. You know what I mean? I'm sure she's proud of me now. And I'm sure if we communicate more effectively. Another thing I'll just add as well is like another thing that I struggled with in business was I felt like my friends and my family did not support me. How many of us feel that sometimes? I work in this space, right? But then here's the question to you, right? How many of them can clearly assimilate what it is you do? How many of them know what your value proposition is? How many of them, if there's an opportunity with your name in it, they can quickly tie that to you? If the answer is not a lot, that is on you. That is an opportunity for you to start clearly communicate what it is. And everything changed for me because, say, people call me Jaco, the Raven. Trustingly, I think the Raven bird is one of the most intelligent birds. You know what I mean? Great navigational bird. Intelligent, one of the few birds that have a bit of vocal sounds, they can speak a bit. But then I also like Game of Thrones. How many of us have seen Game of Thrones here? So my favorite character is the three-eyed raven. Right? inside and stuff like that. But my Raven is spelled R-A-Y-V-N because my dad's name is Ray. And I think he's an amazing guy. I love his approach to relationship. Why I'm telling you this is because all these stories have helped shape the way that people approach me in business. You know what I mean? I walk into places and people call me the Raven. Even my friends are surprised. But at the beginning of 2019, I was known by a different name. I did entertainment, and people used to call me Jamrock. I don't know who has been in Abuja long enough. Anybody knows Jamrock? It's an event that I used to do back in the day. And I was frustrated because it was something I did on the side, but that's all they knew about me. And in 2019, I said to myself, I was going to become Jackpot the Raven, change my name. And every day from that point on, I communicated as Jackpot the Raven, right? And I remember when he hit me, it was about 2 years ago. I walked into a room with a group of friends on the same group, and they shout the Raven when I walk in. And I saw the surprise on their faces because they didn't realize. But I wasn't surprised because every single day, I drummed it in their ears that I'm Jackpot the Raven. And I know it's great. Yeah, you can say it all you want, but you got to live it as well. Like you gotta when you say something, you have to embody it, whatever work of life that you live. So that is my gospel, and I hope you had a good time. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Do we have any questions for the Raven? Anyone? All right. Before we continue with our proceedings, I would just want to ask a favor from the people on this side. We have 3 seats in front, and I really want 3 people to come forward because some of our people are out of here. The first 3 people to do that, I think we'll give them a gift. To more. Thank you. So what would the gifts be? I don't know if we have lunch. Do we have lunch? Okay, it's takeaway. I would have said 2 pieces of meat. Isn't it? All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So we will then go forward with our proceedings. I hope we're enjoying the conversation so far. And you also appreciate the quality of speakers we've had so far, right? Thank you. So we will continue in that specific stride. And now we will go forward to talk about wellness. You know, we've been talking about the core skills you need, the career pathway. We've talked about communication. But you need to be of sound mind, of sound health. There has to be that peace around your spirit for you to actually succeed, she helps professionals so much. You would share her presentation. Thank you. Please, let's keep clapping, if you don't mind. Thank you so much, ma'am. Please, let's keep clapping, if you don't mind. Thank you so much, ma'am. We're grateful. All right. The stage is yours.
Thank you.
All right. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. I was on slides. So, as introduction, in a world where you beautiful, diligent, and tech-savvy women, now I see, plus the men supporting the women, are charged with the practice, plus the men supporting the women, are charged with the practice of protecting systems, networks, devices, and data from digital attacks, unauthorized access, damage, or thefts. We ask, it is happening with the balances that are happening in your life will. Like, actually go to the slides on your own private time. Actually map out your coordinates in those. Because money, finances, and wealth gives them that they are little or nothing with spirituality. They'll tell you there is nothing God is doing. You are your God like this, Sorry, I would add a little Nigerianness to the discussion. So health and wellness. With a poor health and wellness, forget about energy and passion. There are certain things you would not be able to achieve if your health and wellness is not pumped up. Home and family. versus work, career, and business. One is always giving for the other. How do you balance it? You look at friendship and social network. It is from the quality of your friendship and social network that you are supposed to contract marriage and intimacy. But you find out people that have worked with themselves. You spend so much time with yourselves every day in a group. People are just growing. You people are vibing with the same values. You go to the university together. You're all in tech together. And all of a sudden, you just go and marry somebody from Wuse Market. Wetin happened? What happened? Kilo happened. So you will now be, you just want to order for food. You know, you just walks and call, please deliver, and say, but you should have cooked. But do you know that with this money, one walks and call food, 23,000. Let me tell you what 23,000 can do. Okra, 200 naira. Pepper, 100 naira. Whatever, you just whisk it together. In fact, even that rice that you are cooking, go to Malam, buy this one, buy that same food that Works and Koi gave, you would have, with max 5,000 naira, you would have cooked it. Waste of money. But I want to spend the weekend in the Hilton. Is it a problem? It is a problem. You went outside your friendship and social network. So in Nigeria balance, you go collect for marriage and intimacy. Without a healthy self-esteem, you wouldn't have confidence. You wouldn't have the zeal for confidence. Confidence is built from knowing that you can do something. As in, you don't do, leave this thing, I can do it. I promise you, God help me. I did this shortly before I left the office. I was able to prepare my slides. Why? Because I have a bit of, I have quite some very good self-esteem and confidence. Usually, how high it is speaks to how much you can achieve and the legacy you are going to leave. Then, fun, recreation, and rest. That's what balances it out. Then, peace and contentment. How do you get to that point where you say it is okay? That's not my lane. I'm okay just the way I am. I'm doing well. I'm making progress and all. So by now, I'm going to be very fast. How do you get grounded? Goals. Do you know people actually wake up every day and they don't know where they are going to? They don't know where they are coming from. They just wake up into the day. They just join the group prayer. They just do everything. They just have their bath. They just go to school. Why are you doing? We are doing. Where are you going? We are going. Going where? Why are you not on social media? But you should have packaged this. Why are you on social media? Are you on social media for you, or there is something you want to prove, or what? It's always good to know your why. It starts with goals. We achieve balance when we set worthy goals on each of the critical areas of our lives. Goals are clear and specific desired results or outcomes that a person or organization, as it were, aims to achieve within a certain period of time. I'm sure we've heard of SMART goals. Goals are goals only when they are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. It's not only to say, I want to be rich. Oh yeah, I will soon be done. Rich. How? Why? What does rich look like? What does rich actually mean to you? You know? And so I'm pressed for time. So key distractions from our goal: procrastination, lack of clarity. I promise you, many people do not know the why. Until you know the why, you will really gamble on your goals. Fear of failure or success. I promise you, people are afraid of success. If I now show myself, it will now be that I'm showing. They will now say I'm a notice board. In GSS 1, they called me a notice board, and I shrunk. I was worried. Why would they say I'm a notice board? I've always been a notice board, and I'm still a notice board. That's why the color I'm wearing is yellow. you will see me. Don't worry. Negative self-talk, inner criticism that drains motivation. Please know this and know peace. What people think about you is their business. They should deal with that version of you that they created in your mind, their mind. Give them that assignment, pursue your goals. Overthinking. Nobody ever got anything done by thinking. Stand up and do it. Fail. When you fail, you stand up. Where did I fail? Okay, sorry, I move on. Lack of discipline or routine. There is a bit of discipline needed in these things. That you have to deny yourself of something to gain something. That's just the way life is. Low energy or poor fatigue. Unresolved emotional issues. People are still stuck in what happened 50 years ago, 30 years ago. It's in your head. It's no longer, you are here now. You know, resolve those emotions. Sometimes you can with the help of books. Sometimes you need a professional. Then comparison and envy. Losing focus. Trying to match others. I want to tell you young ones, you know, younger ones, because we're all young. Your trophy is at the end of your lane. And I promise you I will soon be done. Your trophy is at the end of your lane. You gain nothing by going to another person's lane. Once you shift this person out of their lane and you get there, the trophy that you are going to see does not have your name on it. And so you can't claim it. Stay on your lane. Your lane is good enough. Then your comfort zone, choosing ease over progress. External distractions, social media. You could just roll. Guard your mental bandwidth. It's not every gist. Leave gist. Some are good gist, some are not necessary gist, especially gist that involve people. And this person now did, that person did not. It's a waste of time. Visualize the finish line. This one is a whole topic altogether, but I don't have the time. Once you have made a goal, see yourself in the achievement of that goal. So let's say I decide to be the chief executive of my organization. I must see myself there. And I would ask myself in my visualization, in my thought process, oh, so now that I am the chief executive of my organization, how did I dress? How did I speak? What type of bag did I carry? How did I interact? Was I bitchy? Do I gossip? Everything I see in my imagination as the CEO is what I must live every day of my life. So that you look, who do you want to give the CEO? You drop it on my desk. That's it, visualization. The day that you want to slack, oh, you remember the joy that you got and you come back. Surround yourself with accountability. Track progress. I have a mastermind of my sisters. It is a strong team. My sisters will call you out. My sister's an only brother. So some things I would want to do, when I remember that I'll answer question, I just shift and do what I should do. Track progress, not perfection. The reason why there is innovation is because there is no perfection. Perfection happens in heaven, not here. Reflect and recalibrate. In conclusion, we must always remember that we are that goose that lays the golden egg. Our alignment, balance, and well-being is what keeps us grounded, resourceful, and ultimately consequential to ourselves and the world. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Please, let's give her another round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. After the next conversation, we'll then come together for the photograph. I'm sure you can see how the conversation is flowing, right? So now we've talked about well-being. Are we ready for success now? Is anyone here ready for success? Let me see your hand up. If you're already successful, are you ready for the next phase of success? Let me see your hand up. If you have entered the next phase, are you ready for the next phase? All right, so we are about to tell you how to do that. So, and the good thing is this is the last of our conversation series. So if you're itching to leave, don't worry, it's just remaining small, chickeny, and we will be talking about negotiation. You cannot win without negotiation, right? And in this session of strategic negotiation, we would, look at how to create win-win outcomes for leaders. And we'll have some scenarios where you will then see how you can allocate your resources and advance in your career. And of course, you cannot negotiate effectively without learning how to resolve conflicts and build relationships. So this final session is really targeted toward creating that holistic picture. She talked about visualization that will take you to your success. And to lead that conversation with us this afternoon, we have someone who is fondly known as Dr. Soft Skills. That's an interesting name. We've always been taught to have soft skills. So soft skills is going to talk to us today, right? Are you ready for that? And, she inspires leaders and professionals. She's had over 25 years of expertise in people development, leadership, and organizational transformation. Ladies, gentlemen, please help me welcome Dr. Elsie Memiebaka for her session on strategic negotiation. Thank you very much, please. Oh, I forgot to say, and you have less than 15 minutes. If you give us 10, we'll be so happy.
We'll see. Good afternoon, everyone. My one voice can be louder than you all, even though I have a microphone. So let's do that again. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much. I needed that energy. Okay, so it's been an awesome session so far. Thank you, Madam Patricia. I can't see her in the hall. Madam Patricia and the entire Women in Cybersecurity Leadership. Thank you very much for this opportunity. When I was called, I told them, as long as it's women, I gotta be there, right? I have to be there. I've been a human resource practitioner for over 2 decades, and in my profession, I have seen women and career and the so-called politics that happen in organizations, and that's why I took it up. Okay, this slide has gone off. That's why I took it upon myself that whenever I have the opportunity to speak to women, I'm going to have to ginger them up. So please, I thank all here today. Thank you for supporting women, but I'd like to shake the table a bit. A lot of the soft skills that I want to talk about have been talked about in the different other presentations, so I'll gloss through those ones, very quickly. Okay, what's happening here? Okay, so I'll gloss through all those ones. Can I have my laptop, please? Ready. We always have backup plans, because technology cannot put us in a situation where we can't come back from. So please restart my 15 or 20 minutes. Okay. All right. Okay, so sad that you can't see the slides, it's coming up. But I'm just going to go ahead. I'll go straight to my, my intro, which is talking about, first of all, women in leadership. Why do we normally have conferences, forums, programs where they are talking about women in leadership? I don't know about you, but I haven't heard about men in leadership. Who has heard one? Have we? Very rarely. So if you've heard of 10 women in leadership conferences, you probably would have heard of maybe one men in leadership. Sorry? Exactly. It's very rare to hear about a conference where they are focused on women in leadership. That's to tell you that, there is an issue that is not being addressed. Okay? There is an issue that is not being addressed. Oh, okay. Now, all my animations. Yeah. Okay, there's an issue that is not being addressed, and that's the fact that, yes, no, the issue of discrimination is being addressed, right? We can't throw that away. But when I look at the issue of discrimination, and from my readings, I've read papers and articles about it. There's an article, I'm an academic, okay? The doctor in my name is a PhD. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm sure we've realized that. I'm a psychologist. So I've read papers where they've said, okay, for them to cover that gap, the gender discrimination gap, especially in the workplace, we need to get to a place where men are willing to give that power away to women, in quotes. And I asked myself, why? If I'm a man, will I be willing to give that power away? Now, like I said, thank you very much, all the men that are here, for supporting women, and the speakers that have come before me that have talked about their mothers and all of that. That's very patronizing. Thank you. But today I'm speaking to the women. Why do we allow it, and why is it happening? Okay? So we're looking at it from different views right now. What are the common reasons given? Oh, it's our culture. Who has heard that? It's our culture, the society. Oh, women cannot be, and you allow that to weigh you down, right? We've also heard about the lack of confidence. Oh, women do not have the confidence to come out and say they want to lead. Even when you say, come and lead, they are like, someone came out and said, and I'm not picking on you, sweetheart, I hope you know that, I don't think it's in me. Hey, it's in you. I almost screamed when you were saying that. It's just for you to allow yourself. And I like the response that he gave. There is leadership in everyone. Okay, so poor emotional intelligence. Why? When you tell a woman, you didn't do this, what happens? She goes to one corner and she's crying. How many men have you seen? They will give them a query, they are going to cry. I hope I'm shaking this table because that's the intention. I'm a woman, I want us to look in the mirror. What are the things that we're doing that are encouraging this gender discrimination that we are experiencing? Because we have a role to play. If I am a male and the CEO of an organization, I'm not going to say, oh, for us to balance gender discrimination, even though you're a male, let this female that is not as detailed in her work come and be the leader because I want to balance it. Hello? That's not advisable. It doesn't make business sense. So what I'm saying to us today is that we need to look what? In the mirror. And then there's femininity. Oh, my children. And I'm not saying ignore your children. Okay? I have read books. I have read biographies, autobiographies of women that are successful. And one question they are usually asked is, how do you balance, your work, your business, and your family? And in a nutshell, what I would say is that if they could do it, we also can do it. True or false? We can. We just need to know how to program ourselves, plan ourselves, and make the right decisions. Okay? And then there's the glass ceiling concept. I'm just glossing through these things. There's the glass ceiling concept, right? Some people just feel, beyond that level, I cannot go. I've spoken to some people in customer service, in some organizations I've worked in, females, and I'll be like, why are you not? She said, we're like 10 in this unit, and if there's going to be a supervisor, it's just one covering 10. It's just one covering 20. And see all the people. That means the lady has already disqualified herself, and not having the confidence to believe that, she can be the next because there are so many guys around. And of course, some will say, oh, God made it that way. Why do we think some people will say that? Sorry? The way the society, is there any part, I don't know, Christians, Muslims, I'm sure we're all represented here. Is there a place in the Bible that says that, that suggests that God said so? Or is there a place in the Quran that suggests that God said so? Somehow, yes, women be submissive. In where? Okay, quiet in church. Submissive to, submissive to the next man beside you. Exactly. How many husbands do you have? You know, so some of these things that we allow to becloud us, to limit us, are actually not things that should actually limit us as long as we are open. Okay? And etc., etc. And then there's this phrase that I dislike. I want to use the word hate, but let me start with dislike. Have you ever gone to a car park? You see a car that is, this is the line, and the car is like this. And then by the time the lady is coming down and she opens the car, there is that, is a woman. Have you ever experienced that? It's so sad. Ladies, why do we do that to ourselves? If you park the car and it's not straight, you come down, you see it. Go back in and park it what? Straight. And that is just a symbol, an example to show how sometimes we can be sloppy with our jobs, even at work. And I'm just speaking generally now. Even at work, you know, you just do things anyhow and you think it's okay. After all, they will correct it. Why should they correct it? Why can't you give work that does not need correction? You know, so that spirit of excellence, we need to allow it to reflect in everything we do, because whether you like it or not, you're being assessed when you do not think that you're being assessed. Okay? Don't forget, we're talking about success and negotiation. We'll come to that. Okay? But it starts from here, because we're talking about women in what? Cybersecurity. So we need to look in the mirror. Yes, there is discrimination. There is no doubt about that. But we need to look in the mirror. Are we encouraging it? Are we feeding it? Are we enjoying it? Like it or not, there are some women that enjoy the discrimination because they can just sit back, help me do it now. But every time you're doing that, you're taking away from you being a leader, because nobody is going to now come and say, you come and lead us, when every time you expect someone else to help you finish up your job. Okay? So let's quickly move into what we're talking about today. Strategic negotiation involves the planning and execution of negotiations to achieve desired what? Results. Desired results. However, the results have to be both ways. It doesn't have to be one way, alone. Not just getting what we want, but doing so in a way that sustains relationship. So now, I'm not shaking this table and gingering us for us to go back to our workplaces or wherever we're negotiating and say, hey, okay, they said I should insist. You have to do it with what? Wisdom and emotional intelligence. Right? Very essential. They've talked, I don't think there was any speaker that stood here that didn't talk about emotional intelligence. That's how important that skill is. Okay? Sustains relationship, strengthens your influence. Because that's the bottom line. As long as you can influence. The other speaker responded and he said, you can be a leader even when you are in the back. How? Influence. There are people that are not leaders that in organizations, once something happens, they are the ones people go to. How do you think we should respond? How do you think we should do that? You know, in organizational politics, there's a name we have for them. But you can have influence. It doesn't have to be, even political, just in the way you react to things. Okay, and then advances your career. So you're thinking about the relationship, you're thinking about the influence you want to make and how it's going to also help to advance your career. So you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. I wish I knew this earlier in my career, because I used to be that person as an HR professional. I could advocate for people, for others. Oh, this person, is making a lot of input. We need to promote this person. But I felt that, okay, management should just see my own worth and promote me. I would not advocate for myself. Until at one organization, when I wanted to leave, and they were like, no, you can't leave. Why do you want to leave? And I said, but, nothing is happening. I've been like this for, they were like, you should have said something. I said, okay. So that's how I realized that self-advocacy is something you have. Don't sit back. And we women usually do that. Thanks to NCC, they had a forum last month, in September in Lagos. And I was one of the panelists. So it was on skills gap. So after we finished this session, some big wigs there were talking about how now they, in fact, in the tech industry, they look for females more than they are looking for males. They are looking for females. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. Why are you looking for females? Now, the reasons were the ones that now annoyed me. Reason number one, they are trustworthy. Oh, okay. That's fair enough, trustworthy. Reason number two, they are less demanding. Hello? Less demanding because they will ask for too much pay. Less demanding because they would say, ask for their rights. And then the third reason was that they are more stable. They are not as ambitious as men are. So what are they saying? Men come in 2-3 years, they move on to the next, on to the next. Is that what makes someone ambitious? You can be stable and still be ambitious enough to say that, hey, if it's 2 years, I need to move on. I need to step up. I need promotion. I need something that is taking me to the next level. Okay? So it all boils down to how we present ourselves. And then a few reality checks. I mean, cybersecurity is a male-dominated industry, right? IT generally is a male-dominated industry. By the way, I didn't introduce myself. I'm the Chief People Officer at Layer 3. And I'm sure we all know Layer 3 as, a tech company. So it's my industry, okay, so that you don't think I'm talking from other space. And research has shown women often negotiate less frequently, which is what I was just saying. And the men are like, oh yeah, we're looking for you, we're looking for females. Why are they looking for females? So when you walk into the negotiation table, these are things you need to look at. Okay, I'm going to move very fast. What are preparation techniques? Negotiation is leadership. Every successful negotiation is an act of leadership, because then you'll be influencing the outcomes while balancing assertiveness and empathy. How do you balance assertiveness and empathy? It's not whatever they throw to you, you say, oh, okay, I just want the job. Are you assertive enough to say that? Are you assertive enough to say that this is my limit? This is how far I can go. Okay? Preparation is 80% of negotiation. The best negotiations don't get just wing it. They have to prepare what? Strategically. How do you prepare strategically? There's the 4P. 1, purpose. Define what you truly want. Priorities. Rank your must-haves. You have to know all of this before the negotiation starts. Not when you get there, they are telling you, you start, going back and forth. You have to sit down and know all of this before the negotiation starts. Okay, and then power, identify your leverage. What is that thing that is your leverage that you're bringing to the table? Understand the other side's interest, okay? Their perspective, their constraints. What are their success metrics? And then before you go into the table, gather your data. What is your salary benchmark, performance metrics? Document your wins, your performance, the things you have achieved. You know, put them together, document them, have that paper, that sheet with you when you're walking into a negotiation, so that you don't go there and say, oh, you know. You say, no, I don't know. Tell me, what exactly are you talking about? Because there's always that tendency that when it's a woman, you know, they'll just want to bamboozle you like that. But when you have your facts, you go in, you know, stronger. So when you walk in with facts, you negotiate from power and not from what? Emotions. I'll round up in 5, please. And then EQ. So these I'll just quickly gloss through. A lot of people have talked about emotional intelligence. But the last part, the practical tip, when faced with resistance, which definitely will happen, okay, just be calm and say something like, help me understand your concern. So you can imagine when someone is ranting, it should be me. Calm down. Help me understand your concern so we can find what? A workable solution. Once you say that, they won't be able to say, oh, the reason I'm concerned is because I don't want you as a woman. I don't think anybody will be able to say that. So it's either they have real something to say or they have nothing to say. But you're not making it about yourself. You're making it about them. If you have a concern, you know, help me to understand your concern. Okay? So I'll just pass this. This is the way I define emotional intelligence for it to be very practical. At the bottom, you will see those are the things that actually, when we talk about emotional intelligence in practice, those are the things you're trying to achieve. 1, relieve stress, communicate effectively, empathize with others, overcome challenges, diffuse conflict, okay? And what EQ does is that it changes a negotiation from a battle into what? Collaboration. All right, tips to grow emotional intelligence, and then how do we handle conflict? Conflict is not failure, it's just feedback. Someone has a concern. Like I said earlier, you ask them, how do I help me understand what? Your concern. That's a conflict. You know, so understanding that, don't personalize it. Focus on the problem, not on the person. Use the calm approach. Clarify the issue. Acknowledge emotions, listen actively, and then move towards solutions. I'm sure these slides will be shared, right? Okay. How do we secure resources? I'll go to the last part. I don't have the back slide. So to secure resources, basically, is for us to, you know, I'll give an example with that. There was a time I was like, oh, cybersecurity, why are we spending so much? They will just come and sit down in the office. What really are they doing? What is their JD? I go to their office and sometimes they are playing games. But was it last year or 2 years ago when there were some cyber attacks in Nigeria and companies were coughing out millions of dollars? You know, that was when I realized that, okay, it's something that needed to be looked into. So career advancement, every new project, just put yourself in a situation where you're seeking that stretch. You know, make yourself important by the work that you do. Okay, don't sit back and think it will be handed over to you. Time, they're really on me. Use the ask, anchor, and align method. Ask clearly, anchor with evidence. Always have evidence of what you can do and have done, okay, and align with organizational goals. And this is a value pyramid I just wanted to share. How organizations grade people, because we're talking about career advancement. Usually there are 3 categories on how people are, you know, graded. There's the top tier, middle tier, and the bottom tier. I'm rounding up, okay? The bottom tier is the low performers, right? The middle tier is the dugbe, where everybody is, and there is the top tier. If someone at the top tier wants a promotion, he gets it. He wants to leave, they try to keep him back, okay? So find out why by reading, you know, the things that are there. So what's the win-win mindset? True negotiation success isn't about winning, it's about creating alignment. Win-win means the organization achieves its mission and you achieve yours within it. I'm rounding up to 1 minute. As women in cybersecurity, you're not just negotiating paychecks. You're negotiating visibility, equity, and what? Legacy for those that are coming behind you. Prepare with clarity and secure the resources that help you and your team to thrive. Lastly, okay, this is the bonus slide I'll just pass by since there is no time. In conclusion, when women negotiate strategically, they don't just change their own outcomes. They shift the culture for every woman that is coming behind them. Thank you very much, and I'm open to questions.
Thank you very much. Have we learned something? And we've actually come to the end of the conversation series. Let me hold that for you, because I don't want you to go. Yes. I'll hold it very carefully. All right, thank you so much for your amazing conversation. But we have something to give to you as well. So it's not just you giving to us. So I would want to quickly invite the Raven. Oh, yes. Sorry, what am I doing? Yes, I'm correct. The Raven, please come up. Yes, and of course we want Mar Owalaka. Please give them a round of applause as they come. They took us through the second session of our conversations. Let's take this to the far left. And then I would welcome our WiCyS advisors. Oh, this is a good time to please welcome Mr. Peter Ejiofor, who had joined us earlier. He's one of our advisors, and he's a man. So please, let's celebrate him. He's what we call a he for she. Thank you so much. And of course, we have our president and vice president, Nike, here to just present some gifts and then take pictures with them. Ms. Peter, please, can you join us as well? We'll be happy to have you here. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, sir. We're grateful. He's the CEO of ETNOS, and we're happy to have you here, sir. Thank you. All right. Just join them for the photo. And once we're done with the photograph, which I believe we're taking now, the president will remain on stage to then take us through the closing formalities, and then you would hear my voice one more time before you leave. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think one of the last times you heard, I said good morning. So good afternoon. I really want to thank everybody for being very good participants out here. We have come to the end, rounding up, but we have something what we are calling an award, an appreciation award. I'm going to use 1 minute to explain why we are doing this. Women in cybersecurity, we have affiliates all over the world. And women and men, volunteers, is what you see today. I'm a volunteer president. All the ladies you see working, they're all volunteers. I am someone who decided to build her leadership skills through volunteerism. And the people who have worked with me and worked with WiCyS, Nigeria affiliate, we want to appreciate them. And that is why we have this appreciation award. They spend their time, their effort. I keep on saying it's a labor of love. In fact, I think it's a second job, right, guys? Nike, it's a second job. Some of them are not here, some are in other states and stuff, but they have sent representatives to pick up their awards. Please let's get the awards here so that we can call. I'm going to call on some distinguished guests to help us with these awards, okay? So the first person I'm going to call is Mr. Peter Ejiofor. He's the CEO of ETNOS. While he's coming, and we're giving him a round of applause. He's the first male advisor for WiCyS Nigeria affiliate. I found his company, found him, sent him a message. He said, I am down for women in cybersecurity. And he has supported us since last year till now. So he's going to be giving the first 3 awards, okay? Thank you, sir. And I do appreciate this from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Okay. So let's call, do we have the yes. So we do have them. So the first person we're calling on, you know what's going to happen so that we don't waste time? It's all personalized. I don't know the arrangement, if that aligns with this. So later they will sort it all out. But the first person we have is Chioma Ande. Chioma she's the Vice President of Social Media and Communications. She grew the social media handle on LinkedIn, I think from 300 to 900 plus people right now in 1 year. So there's more I'm going to talk about, like her passion for communication, her passion beyond cybersecurity is something we need to celebrate. Nike will be picking up Chioma's award. Where is Nike, please? Take the picture. Take the picture as Chioma. So Chioma had to go on a work assignment. If not, she would have been here. Please, the next recipient. Oh, now we have Mr. Jonathan Ayodele. He said he was going to send a representative. Is someone picking this award for him? Please come. While you're talking, we started our first free mentorship program this year, the first cohort. And Mr. Jonathan did this free, complimentary. I told you we're all volunteers in spirit here. And it wasn't just, oh, we're mentoring, we're talking to you. No, they had to do case studies. They had to do a mini capstone. He will take the classes twice a week. And this is one of the busiest people I know. Some of you here in the audience know him, right? So we want to thank him as a man taking on this responsibility for our first cohort. So thank you very much. And he is representing Jonathan, who is in Lagos at the moment, to pick up the award. Thank you. Please, a big round of applause for John. Okay, yeah, Nike, officially you're picking up your own award now. All right, so Nike is a VP of Finance, but I also call her an all-rounder. She goes beyond finance. Yes, so when the funding comes in some way, she makes sure that we are balanced, okay? She also makes sure that I am balanced because she's someone that has put so much effort in ensuring that the executive team is a gelled team. She works cohesively with me and all the advisors as well. And where is she? Okay, welcome. Her company, Silex, is also one of the sponsors of this event. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you. So the next person is coming up. All right. Thank you. A big round of applause to Mr. Peter Ejiofor. I'm going to call on Ms. Erica Okibe, the Executive Secretary of the Foundation, NKF, to please give the second round of awards. Okay, so we have Amina Ramadan. She was here this morning. She did the first icebreaker. And like I tell you, all these women and men, they are working tirelessly. She had to go back to the office to attend to some things. She thought she will make it. I think she's even virtual online. Amina is our Vice President of Events. Patricia, what event are we doing this month? Patricia, how is this going to happen? These are women who keep me on my toes. So please, big round of applause for Amina. She's a fantastic person. Nika, please, you might come and collect this for Amina as well. Thank you. Yes. All right. So right here we have Ralia Adamu. Oh, did you switch it? No, the other one. Yes. Miss Ralia Adamu, she's based in Lagos, but works virtually with us. She's the Vice President of Admin. Makes sure that the letters, the emails, everything is sorted and in order. Right here we have Ralia's beautiful sister here to pick up her award. All right. We have some awesome advisors on our executive team, and those are the people we're going to go into right now. Chineye Chiaza, okay? I'm sure some of you met her this morning. She had to go back to the office. Chineye has been very instrumental in everything we're doing. These are people that we say, we need this, and they try and get it. You know, the strategists, those who back you and make sure that things are done right behind the scenes. Chineye's colleague is supposed to pick this up. Is her colleague here? Okay. Nika, thank you very much. What? Oh, thank you. Come pick this up for her. Boy, you should have been right here dancing. I'm picking this for Chineye, right? So Chineye is one of our female advisors. Thank you so much. So for our last two awards, I'm going to call on Mr. Rex Abitogo, the CEO of Management Edge, and my he for she. There's no event, there's no speaking engagement I call Mr. Rex for that he's not there. Please, a big round of applause for Mr. Rex Abitogo. Our journey has come a long way. When I was the ambassador of Singularity University, supported that, ensuring people understand how to use, tech to take care of things within their environment. You know how they say think big, but act local. So he's been there. Thank you. Welcome. Little note, he has an event going on downstairs. Yes. So we're going to call on the beautiful Mrs. Edowaye Makanjola. Edowaye she works at USPF, and they are one of the sponsors of this event. Thank you. You all had the opportunity to meet her. Her energy, oh my word. Some of you know her, but her energy, Mrs. Jamila Akaga Ade. Sadly, she's in a meeting representing her boss at the moment. Nike, please come and collect this award for her. We promised that this event will end at 2:30, so I'm rushing this right now. So we have come to the end of our appreciation award. We want to give a big round of applause to everyone who received an award and everyone who presented the award. Let's do that. Can I have the slides for the outlook for the... So we've done a lot of things this year. This is not the only event we've had. I just want to give you the outlook of where we are and what we hope to do next year. And then I'll say sayonara, everyone, and I'll get, let you have a good afternoon. Just a second, everyone. Does someone have the clicker or the remote? All right, again, our mission with the Women in Cybersecurity is recruit, retain, and advance women in cybersecurity to build a robust and diverse cybersecurity workforce. We do have a lot of benefits. This is one example of those benefits. The Global has a global forum that takes place once every year. It is packed with people, packed with speakers. you can take advantage of that. There are also programs that help with public speaking, that help with your technical skills. Right now, there's a SANS cybersecurity program going on, and it's free. One of the beautiful things about WiCyS is how a lot of the programs are free, okay? What have we done in the past year, since 2024 till now, is our weekly engagement. We engage on social media, we engage on WhatsApp, we have questions and answers. If you're part of the WiCyS program, we have a question and answer session. In fact, that is how I keep myself abreast of what's going on, and that is handled by the social media team. This is the schedule. Mondays, we have trends, education and tips, women in cyber, we celebrate women. We also have polls and tips on Thursday, and on Friday, fun facts, right? So we try to put out information out there as often as we can. More highlights of 2025. We collaborated with PrivCon. We do a lot of collaborations. We collaborated with PrivCon. We curated a panel session encouraging women to take on the careers in cybersecurity. We collaborated with OFSEC for International Women's Day and gave out vouchers and scholarships for offensive security. If you know about offensive security, you know how much these are. They are not cheap. So they got them for free. Also, we collaborated with NDPC, Nigerian Data Protection Commission, and we gave a free training on data privacy and protection, like a basic introductory training. In addition, we do one webinar every month, right? So these are webinars that we've done, cyber safety, personal branding, and this year we started our mentorship program. So we graduated the first cohort, and I think we're like about 8 mentees that graduated this year. We also did a physical event, something fun. We had a potluck. Interestingly enough, everyone at that potluck has registered with WiCyS, so that you could tell that they know the advantages of being with WiCyS. All right. So our proud moments, I think I've spoken about these already. You know, the cohort. Okay, yeah, women in cyber. Do I toot my own horn? I got an award for women in cyber this year under the WiCyS. Thank you. But I think they are, you know, just to be humble, the award is for all my executives and advisors as well. This is the team that works with us, which you have met a few of them, with Nike representing all of them. So this is how we've grown. I've told you about how we've grown our social media statistics. And what are we looking ahead, you know, from now till next year when we invite you to the 3rd Leadership Forum? We want to foster more collaborations and partnerships with government, academia, and the private sector. We are actively seeking sponsorships, conferences, forums, summits, and training programs. We want to make sure, so how we partnered with HTC, we want to partner with others to help young women, young men, you know, even people pivoting from one career to another to be able to gain skills and knowledge they need in cybersecurity. We will continue to spotlight our members on social. We will continue to be there. And we will also continue to use social media as a means to communicate more, to share information, education, awareness, and all that. To join WiCyS, it's $95. But guess what? This is Africa, right? We've negotiated for you. It's just $20 a year. So if you send us an email, we'll send you the discount code. Please, a big round of applause for this. And that's our contact information. We do have a mini site that you can check for information as well. We have our social media handles. That's where we share a lot of information, as well as the WhatsApp group. We have the site, as I talked about. And I want to thank our sponsors this year. A big thank you to Silex Secure, to USPF, to DEFCON, to the Indekwe Kalu Foundation, to Maria Azomta Schools, and Cyber Astridia. We are grateful and we thank you for sponsoring and making sure that this all happened and has come together. I also want to use this opportunity to thank all the speakers. Dr. Elsie, please help me with Dr. Elsie, Uma Uweleke, I think she's left. Oh, okay. The Raven, Haniel, Mr. Chukuma Isaac. I think, is that all our speakers today? Who? Oh, yes, our keynote speakers, Madam Margaret. Thank you very much for coming and giving us your insights, as well as Mr. Muyiwa, our first keynote speaker. I also want to thank our distinguished guests. I won't be able to list everyone, but I'm really grateful that you took your time out to come up here to be part of this. I want to thank all the volunteers. I want to thank all the executives. We are grateful. We will not do this without you. I also want to say, Amina, please stand up. Thank you. Amina is our VP of events. She just walked in, and Nike had taken her award. Nike, please give her her award. Thank you. Who have I, please, and to all the guests, everyone who has made this a success, we hope you'll be back here with us for the third Leadership Forum for the Women in Cybersecurity Nigeria 2026. So, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Yes.
I want to thank Blossom. Blossom has been fun. She has been a fantastic compare. Thank you, Blossom.
Thank you for thanking me. I was about to thank myself on behalf of myself, by myself, and for myself, all right? Thank you very much. Before we let you all go, I need 2 food packs for the people in front. They haven't gotten. Nike, please make that happen too. All right, so thank you so much for coming. And we believe, of course, you've had a great time. If you have not had a great time, no problem. When we all leave, please feel free to sit down and relax, okay? All right, thank you so much, and have a beautiful day. God bless you.